Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're talking about how to retire earlier than expected. You guys know how that train's been rolling down the track for the last 4 years. Retirement means, though, unfortunately, work is going to be involved as well. You just can't set it and forget it and go off on a boat and not do anything. That's why retirement planning, retirement expectations, and what it means to be retired are all three different phases of retirement. And we're going to talk about that and how to get there. And welcome. Stop struggling now, gear, because you have to be the CEO of your life these days. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get this party started. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. I know you can be anywhere on the planet besides here, so I appreciate you coming into the SSN Nation and maybe learn a little bit. Bring that pen, pad, and paper with you because you never know what gems will be dropped. Not just by me, but we have people here in the chat room that may drop some gems for you. So stay tuned for that. Now, share the videos with other people, smash the like button, and let the YouTube gods know that someone's in the house watching. Also, please let me know if you saw the YouTube, if you received the YouTube notification and saw the trailer. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me see who's in the house tonight. Starting with Laverne Penix is here with the icon next to his name. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he brings his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification in the trailer. That's one person. Let's see if we can break the record tonight because it's retirement night, ladies and gentlemen. How to retire earlier than expected. It's relatively simple, but it's not that simple. So we're going to talk about it. But again, Laverne Penix is here, a.k.a. Mr. Cool is in the house. So I appreciate it greatly, and I appreciate the financial support with the icon, meaning he's a member of the channel. Jaway J is here on a Friday night here in the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. I appreciate it. Very nice to see you, and brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. Got the notification and saw the trailer. This is great news. That's two people so far tonight. Thank you again for letting me know about that, and very, very nice to see you once again. All right, Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream, and he has the icon next to his name as well, and he brings one of two taglines. His favorite lately has been this one. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's the plan because he's nearing this retirement stage. He's about to go travel around the world, bringing in that drone footage for us, I hope, and that YouTube channel to boot. So we will see what happens, but thank you so much for being here, Victor Marrero. I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate your support as well. Miracle Bro, the new kid on the block, has shown up again tonight. Thank you so much for being here once again. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream, and he now has the icon next to his name. The young gun is in the house. The young gun investor doing it in his 20s, ladies and gentlemen, like you're supposed to do it. So if anybody's now 18, 19, 20, 21, or in your 20s, don't do what your parents have been telling you to do. You don't go out here, buy a condo, go buy a home and live in it. You go buy a condo, go buy a home or multifamily property, and you rent it out so somebody else is paying for your property, and whatever is left over as part of the profits, that's going to help you pay for where you live. So you're already on the passive income train. You're on the early retirement plan, because after that, when property values go up, like Miracle Bros property will go up in about 3 years. It'll probably be double. He'll be able to tap into some of that equity. And then guess what? Wash, rinse, repeat, get to buy another asset that's going to pay him. And that's one of the keys. We have several keys, but that's one of the keys, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see, he says he's ready. Well, Miracle Bro, I just told you one of the keys here, how to retire earlier than expected. Because once again, it's very nice when you're 30 years old. And the next thing you know, you can actually sit around, go do what you want to do, because you have a couple of streams coming in and it's going up every year. And so then what is retirement in reality, right? Because we all know what's going to happen. We have a person here, Victor Marrero, retiring really soon, the official way. Worked with companies, have done several things throughout his life. And he's like, okay, I'm retired. But that does not mean you get to sit around and just hang out, because that gets boring, quite frankly. All your friends generally can't hang out, right? You generally aren't on the same retirement plan. So you're going to go around and have some fun. But having fun takes a little work. You just can't let things sit. You're going to have to actually make extra streams. You never know what's going to happen, because the world is a ghetto. Anything can happen at any time. Economic downturns happen all the time, generally every 7 to 8 years on average. But lately, because of the Federal Reserve in America doing what they're doing, it's taken longer than 7 to 8 years, and sometimes 13 years and 12 years and 11 years. So all I'm saying is it's inevitable, and you're always going to have to make adjustments. You just don't know when the adjustment's going to come. Victor Marrero says, I received a notification and trailer as well. That's 3 people tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're on a roll already early. And once again, I gave off some of the little keys that you need to understand if you want to retire early. Last year, passive income 2022 was the mantra. That's what you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to retire early, you can't do the things that America and countries worldwide have told their citizens to do. So let me give you an example. I'm pretty sure most people here heard the stories as they're growing up through elementary school. And they're saying, you need to go to school, get an education, get a degree. That was the mantra. Well, if it was 1970, 1960, 1950, or even later, earlier than that, school generally was in some cases free, damn near, in America. You could have went to a junior college and paid $50 a semester. I mean, it was just ridiculous. In some schools, actually, it was free. You could go to be in the military and have a GI Bill and have that pay your education and not have to do anything else. There was all kind of alternatives. Now you try to go to school. Books are well more than $50. The semester cost is well more than $50. And in most instances, we're talking about thousands. And I'm not just talking about 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 either. By the time somebody goes to 1 year of school, generally they're paying 10, 15, 20, 30, and thousands and up. By the time you finish 4 years, you have debt, unless you're fortunate enough to have some sort of scholarship. But the majority of students that go to college are not on scholarships. So therefore you have debt, the one thing they don't tell you about. So you leave 30, 40, 50, 100 or more thousands of dollars straight out the box. Now, what does that mean? That means you're on the road to having to get a job. Well, let's call it within 6 months. Or you're going to have to be worrying about your hiring index, because if you don't have a job within a certain amount of time, then you have to start paying your student loan debt back. You don't. Now, all of a sudden, it could be on your credit, which it generally won't be, but it's on the back credit that we don't know about. So the Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, it may not be on there, but it's on the other 20 that are behind the scenes that companies use to hire you. And so therefore, you all of a sudden can't get clearance if you want to be in the military because they're like, he has debt. All of a sudden, things start changing that you didn't even fathom could happen. You're thinking, I'm trying to do the American dream and thinking about, I'm going to retire in 25, 40, 30 years, whatever it's going to be, and I'll have a nice job. Well, see, we're not going to go down the American nightmare path. We have the American dream right here in the SSN Nation. So before you think about spending your hard-earned money trying to learn something out of books, and by the way, I hate to tell people this, but let's just call it what it is. You know, books are past tense. If I write a book today, I'm only going to write about what has already happened and the technology or the information up to when I write the book. After I write the book and the student gets it 6 months, a year, 2 years later, all that information in that book is now old information. It may not apply. All right. That's one of the problems right there, unless you're in sciences of some sort, but you have to be proactive. And oftentimes, school is not proactive, it's programming. How much information can you contain in your brain? How much information can you give out, comprehension? And are you going to show up on time? The tenets of everything to work for someone else. So if you want to retire early, you can't be in debt early. That's part of the problem right there. So, number one, you need passive income first. You don't need to go buy a house. You don't need to go buy a condo. You don't even need to actually worry about going to school. I hate to say it because school rounds people out overall. But the bottom line to the story is if somebody said, hey, spend $20,000 this year to go to a college, right? I think my daughter's my daughter's college was like $25,000 a year. All right. So if people had to pay that, I would rather you say, hey, I would rather put down 25,000, have yourself some real estate if you had the money to do that, or however you're paying it, borrow the money to do it, whatever. I'd rather you have something where you obtain some real estate. Hell, I would even like $25,000 worth of dividend funds. At least I know every year at 10%, you have $200 a month coming in. And if you were lucky enough to get in on the train when we were up at 18, 19, 20% a few months ago, and you would have taken your chances then we would be talking about $400 per month coming in. I mean, it's not that much, but that's the start, is all I'm saying. And you could have used the same money to buy a property that gives you a return on your investment or another asset class. And then if we start really thinking about the numbers, 25,000 the next year, I'm buying another asset that gives me a return on my investment. Next thing you know, in 4 years, I could have already had $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 per month coming in. Early stages of retirement, right at your fingertips. But instead, 90% of Americans and 90% of the people around the world, they're too busy having to go through college, going to school, learning a trade, learning a skill, working to make ends meet. So no time to go out here and worry about getting this passive income coming in. All right. Let's see what else we got to talk about. Have a new person that I haven't seen before, it looks like, in the house tonight. Thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Todd Mack, welcome. Peace all. How y'all doing? We're doing great, man. And thank you so much for being in the house tonight. Greatly appreciated. And welcome into the SSN Nation once again. Victor Marrero, he has it. Definition of early retirement is different for everyone. Exactly. It comes down to what kind of lifestyle you want. Exactly. Key is to start investing early in life. Stick to a budget. Time will do the rest. Exactly, Victor Marrero. Time is what has been taught. But here is the problem. This is why one of the things about time that that is one of the tenets of retirement, is basically you need the time. Just like I was describing one of the tenets of, hey, I'd rather you invest earlier when you're in your 20s. Okay, that's nice. Or 18, 19, 20. If you can invest then and get returns on your investment, that would be the time to start. Because over time, it's still going to take time. One problem with the time, though, nobody knows how long they will live, is the problem. Nobody knows how long they will be able to make the necessary income due to job loss, job changes, whatever, companies going bankrupt. You just can't control 100% of the time. You can only go with the best companies, but only a few people can work for the better companies that have been around for 100 years and still rocking and rolling, right? So people know right now in this era, 7,000 people laid off from, I believe it was Facebook, 12,000 or something from Amazon. I mean, the list just goes on and on. The Microsoft, the Twitters, all the tech companies, some of the car companies. These people are getting paid six figures and getting laid off left and right. We have millions of people that were in the six-figure club being laid off in the last 4 months. So again, even though we talk about time and making the investment, those people have been interrupted. They were able to put away, who knows, a $2,000 per month, let's say. They were rocking and rolling, but now they don't have a job and they've been out of work for five weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months, 4 months. Next thing you know, now all of a sudden they have a financial burden and they find themselves under a bridge because they got evicted. Because 64% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, even in the six-figure club. There's no difference because of inflation, which we'll talk about here shortly. But that's exactly the problem with the time factor. And so we have to speed up the time here in the Stop Struggling Now Nation. We speeding up the time with what we're trying to do here. And some people are listening. And I'm very, very proud of that. ZB's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Hey, SSN, hello to you too. And thank you. I know you could be anywhere on the planet, but you're here tonight, ZB. I appreciate it. And by the way, in case anybody else doesn't understand what we do here, this is the SSN Nation, SSN Academy, SSN University. It's the no guru zone. You know what that means? There are no courses to buy, no webinars to buy, no books to buy, no ebooks to buy. There's nothing to buy. All the information is zero. If you have any questions, want to ask about anything, there's a chat box right below. You can put it in the chat. We have people here who are gurus in their own rights, and they're part of the SSN Nation, and they have valuable information that they can help you with. So the world is your oyster, and you have people here that can help you, and we're not doing anything because we're trying to rise the tide in the financial industry for everybody. We want you to be the CEO of your life. You can do it, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's teaching you that when you're going through elementary to high school. They're not teaching you how to be an entrepreneur. All right. So let's get it straight. So not everybody's going to be very successful, but if you just go with the easy stuff, you don't have to do much. Victor Marrero done mentioned tenets of it already. Anybody can go start investing and putting money into the stock market. Anybody can do this. This doesn't take rocket science. You got dividend investing that you can choose. You also have stocks that you can buy that you can choose. And then you put in a little bit of money every week or every 2 weeks or every month for 10 years. And I guarantee you'll be very happy 10 years later. 15 years later, you'll be happier. 20 years later, you'll even be happier. But you'll be setting yourself up for retiring early. So when I talk about early, A lot of people think retirement 65, 67, 69, whatever, 62. What if you could retire at 40? 20 years from the time you're 18 is 38. So if you start getting on it when you're 18, 19, 20 years, you're 40 years old. That's a lifetime that you just spent, and you have another couple of lifetimes to live. 20 years is a long time. Those are increments. Those are very long increments. So if you could sustain that for 20 years, you're going to be doing very, very well. And imagine if you could sustain it for 30 years or even 40, but that would get you up to 60. But we're not trying to get you there. We want you to have fun when you're 40, when you're 35, when you're even 30, because again, you're Superman, you're Superwoman. From the time you're 18, 25, 30, you're Superman, Superwoman. 35, you heal a lot quicker. You don't get as sick, hopefully, as well. You're able to work out. You can jump mountains in a single bound. You're feisty. You have all the energy in the world, because guess what? No matter how good you take care of yourself, the body has to start breaking down eventually. So, do you want to have fun in prime time or after prime time? After prime time, nothing wrong with that either, but you're not jumping buildings in a single bound after prime time. All right? That's just not how the human body works. So, I want you guys to get on earlier than later. I want you to have stories to tell when you're not even grandparents, right? You want to have those stories. All right, so look at that. He gives you the playbook right here. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, you have a playbook. If you want to retire early, you need passive income early. Quick. Start a business. Buy a business. Buy dividend stocks. I don't care how you do it. Make investments in crypto projects. Whatever it takes, you have to do some high risk, high rewards type stuff. Then get it done early. You can make mistakes early, but you don't want to make mistakes later in your life, because that's more devastating, because you don't have the same amount of time if you're 65 years old, right? You don't get to go, I'm going to do this in 30, 40 years. But when you're 18, 20, 25, 30, you can say, okay, 30 years from now. But when you're 65, 70, 30 years from now usually leads to a grave somewhere between 0 and 30 when you're 65, 70 years old. The average people in America, male, female, we're talking still females 79, males 77. That's the average life expectancy in America. All right. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to make sure that you're trying to get these tenets already set. Stick to a budget. Start investing early. And investing isn't just one thing. It could be stocks for some people. It could be real estate for another person. It could be gold and silver for whatever. For another person that's going to hold on to it and then cash out later. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, you have to invest early and often, but it's not taught that way in school, because a lot of people would be financially independent by the time they're like 40 years old, 45 years old. And where would you then get workers from? If people are like, okay, I don't need to wait till I'm 65. I have a few $1 million from my accumulation over the last 25 years. I'm out. I'm not waiting till I'm 67, 70, whenever they increase the Social Security age or whatever. No, you're out. So that changes your whole dynamic. And that's what we're trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen. Maria Barnes is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And she brings her tagline, hello, Eric and SSN family. How is everyone doing? I got the notification and trailer. Thank you so much. That's 5 people. Can we break the record tonight? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. And Maria Barnes is also known as Mrs. Cool in these parts. And her early retirement plan means Mr. and Mrs. Cool might be hanging in Spain and in the United States. How awesome is this? They have been preparing. They have been setting themselves up for this just like Victor Marrero, also setting themselves up so they can actually travel the world, do what they want. And it's almost time. And that's what we like. All right. Laverne Penix, Mr. Cool says that train has left the station. I have been retired for 2 years. There we go. Laverne Penix says he's been retired for 2 years. He's hanging out. He's doing the thing. He's like trying to get over those single bounds in the building. All right. Well, there we go. And he must have some income coming in. So that makes things awesome. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. So he has the passive income and he has plans, because let's just call it what it is. He joined the pre-construction property craze in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. So he has a property. Mr. and Mrs. Cool has a property in Vista Cana at the Wave. So now he's going to have another place that he can go hang out during his retirement. But what's even better, has another place that's going to give him more passive income. That's the beauty of this. More passive income coming in the house, and then properties and whatever other vehicles he's using, plus some other investments. He's going to be doing fine, and I'm sure he's doing fine. So this is what we try to do. Laverne Penix has already set himself up for success, and he continues to do it. He didn't have to go over there to Punta Cana and get a pre-construction property at the Wave in Vista Cana. He could have just said, well, you know what, I'm good. But then he says, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. Things do cost a little more. It might cost me more down the line. Maybe I should invest in something that's going to give me a return on my money. I love it. So he's doing the damn thing, ladies and gentlemen. So proof is in the pudding. He's put it down 2 years ago. But what we want to know, Laverne Penix, Mr. and Mrs. Cool, what does retirement mean? Because you just can't sit at the house, right? You got to do something. All right, Curtis Davis is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And in these parts, he's known as Mr. Financial, ladies and gentlemen. And he says, ask Meta, Google, Goldman Sachs employees fired. Exactly. And these guys are getting paid six figures for the most part. And you can imagine somebody getting paid six figures and they go to zero. Because it's normally in America and around the world, the more people make, the more expenses they have. Just the nature of the beast. And so all of a sudden, if you're cut off, here's your severance package for like the next 3 weeks or a month. All of a sudden, you're like, hold on a minute. I have expenses. I was counting on that reoccurring 12,000 a month coming in, 10,000 a month coming in. So that changes things dramatically. Ask a lot of people down in SoCal right now, in tent cities all over the place, and they used to be what somebody would say, I used to be somebody. Well, this is what happens, and we're getting crimped here, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting cut off at the knees, so you got to make sure you're preparing yourself. How to retire earlier than expected: passive income, real estate, dividend investing, multifamily investing. I just dropped a video today about a multifamily property in Phoenix, Arizona. They want $7.6 million for a 24-unit apartment complex. Now, the apartment complex is pretty nice. It's 2022, totally rehabbed an office building. But that equates to $316,000 a door. Now, I don't know about you, but in the video, I had to show people you have to run the numbers. You can't buy real estate and earn passive income without knowing the numbers. You cannot buy it. I'll just give you guys the short story, but the thing is, Curtis Davis is here, Mr. Financial. He brings a tagline and he says, good evening, SSN fam, because he's always talking about always be making money. That's what the ABMM moniker stands for. Always be making money. And what's he doing for his part? Okay, he's known as Mr. Financial. He is Curtis Davis, but He's also helping people with valuable information at his channel known as Chili Davis. So go show some love. Chilly, Chili Davis. Go show some love because he gives financial news and update throughout the day and sometimes evening. So he gets to help you make decisions to improve your financial future as well. And again, part of the No Guru Zone. Out the kindness of his heart, he's giving the information to help you because we're trying to get this road going, rocking and rolling because we want everybody to win, irrespective of what governments do. So that's the other beauty of this. We can only retire early once you have set up yourself with income streams that are or can be expanded upon. It does us no good to sit here and go, okay, I'm going to put my eggs in a 3% return on my money every year. That makes no sense because inflation is higher than that. So if you're going to do anything, you should be in double digits, 10, 12, 15% return if you can get it. There are still dividend stocks that you can get around 14, 15, 13, 12. That is more like what you want. Real estate, you can always increase your rental rates, whether it's short-term, long-term rentals. So therefore, you'll always stay ahead of the curve. No matter what the financial situation or the economy is, you get to win. So again, some of you are new here, and I'll explain real briefly. So I do short-term rentals. And again, one of my favorite places that I like to talk about is Scottsdale, Arizona in January, February, March, and April. We're in prime time right now. We're in prime time in the desert as well, right? Palm Springs, prime time, perfect weather, low humidity, right? South SoCal, perfect. In Florida, perfect. Low humidity, weathers in South Florida, Southwest Florida, all beautiful, right? So that's the time you make a lot of money because there's high demand locations, just like Punta Cana that we're talking about. So in 2020, a 2-bedroom, Scottsdale, Arizona, $299 per night. All right. That's 2020. And COVID hits as well, but it would have been $299 on a weekend. Sorry, not a night, on a weekend. $299, maybe even $309. I can't really remember what the number was. COVID ensued. Nobody's going. 2021 still have remnants of COVID. People still kind of go, but it's not like things are popping off. But 2022 rolls around 2 years later. So you go $299 to $399, $419. If you start looking at the numbers, that's 35% increase. The 35% increase keeps up with the cost of living. So then you go 2022 to 2023, and now it's $499, $519, $529. So again, inflation, you can call it 10%, you can call it 20%. But the fact of the matter is, when you do $499 and you do $519, or I'm sorry, $399 and $419, and then you do another $100 on top, that's another 25%. So I'm staying level with inflation numbers. So therefore, you still don't lose. And guess what else is happening? Your profit is getting larger. Your expenses increase a little bit, but they're not increasing 20%. They're increasing 5%, 4%, 3%. So you're winning twice because now you're making much more profit than you did before. So you have to think about that. If you want to retire, that's why you need some entities that doesn't matter what the economy's doing. You want to be able to raise your prices based on inflationary numbers, and it allows you to. That's why real estate is so valuable in situations where you want to retire. And that's why we talk pre-construction, because no credit checks, no qualifying to start out. And on the backside, in 2 to 3 years, when it's finished, the property value increased. You've already put in 40% or 30%. Your loan to value is going to be probably 30, 40%. So that puts you right in the ballpark where lenders are going to be more lenient than somebody who's trying to get a 70% loan to value, or even, let's say, 80%, which nobody should do. All right. So those are the things you use to get to retire early. All right. So, like Miracle Bro, he told us on Wednesday, 26 years old, a new member of the channel. He has some family property that he's doing something with, and he's thinking about Airbnb-ing it. So therefore, he has money coming in potentially for the rest of his life if he doesn't sell the property. Does the upkeep, but he gets to raise interest or raise the price of the rentals next year. They're going up. So he's not going to lose out to inflation. This is the most powerful thing ever. And the property value is going to increase when the Federal Reserve reduce the interest rates next year. The property value is going to increase more than 5 or 10% as well. So that's going to be another way to get to early retirement, tapping into that equity and then buying another asset that pays you. And there are several assets. It doesn't have to be real estate. It doesn't have to be the business. It doesn't have to be dividend stocks. There's other ways to make it happen. All right. Laverne Penix, I hear you. Good for you. I'll be joining that club for the second time later this year. I have to prepare mentally. Going from 100 miles per hour to 0 can be shocking. Victor Morrell, take your time. You're exactly right, man. It's going to be shocking. It's shocking. All right. I don't know about you guys, but it was I had an eye-opening thing early on in my life. I was very fortunate. I was around the age of in my 20s, and I thought just what I'm talking about. I have properties. I have business. I can wake up, do whatever I want every day. And then I'm only in my 20s. Guess what the rest of my contemporary friends are doing? 9 to 5. Most of them 9 to 5. So I'm sitting out here at 20 some years old, and I'm just like, geez, I thought this was going to be cool. But all my friends are also 20 something, 30, and they're at work. So then that's when it all started. I was like telling my friends, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm doing here. I'm going down here to do this. Why don't you do this with me? Come on and do this. Mindset totally different. Got to work. Got to do my thing. Can't take the risk. Can't do this. Can't do that. Well, I was like, geez. So been trying to help all my friends. Some, of course, took a listen and said, yeah, let me go do this. This is going to be awesome. And it ends up working well for them. Others just said, well, I'm going to work at this job for 20, 30 years or whatever. But it was lonely sitting at the house. And then you realize, wait a minute. Wait, it's 1 in the day. Wait, my friend's, wait, he's at work. What's going on? He's at work. He's at work. I'm going down to Vegas today. That's Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday. And then I'm like, call my friends like, hey, man, you want to go to Vegas with me? What do you mean? I got to go to work. You forget all about everybody else is doing something else. Nearly everybody else is doing something else. They don't have the freedom to just go and do whatever they want. And then I'm sitting there like, geez, this is no fun. So be careful what you wish for, ladies and gentlemen. You want somebody to be able to ride with you and have some fun with you. But the younger you are, more often than not, your contemporaries are actually putting in work because they're doing the pay for play routine, as I call it, right? Pay to play. So you're going to have to go somewhere, play, and you're going to get paid based on your work production. So as soon as you realize the earlier that you don't really want to go that route, you want to have money coming in no matter what you do. That's the route you want to take. The earlier, the better. That's how you retire earlier. So don't worry, Victor Marrero. You're going to have a little adjustment, I'm sure. But you're going to be fine, because I know you have that drone ready. I know you're going to have something to do, because retirement means work too, right? Even if you're 60, 65, 70, it's not a good idea to sit around. All right? It's still, you have to do something. No billionaire, no millionaire sits on their ass and does nothing. It doesn't work like that. There is no American dream like that. None of them sit there and do nothing. They all run businesses. They all are engaged doing something, because let's just call it what it is. Do you guys realize, I know you guys here in the SSN Nation, there's only 3,500 billionaires on the planet. The other 8 billion people are not billionaires. So they're not going to be hanging out with these guys. First of all. Second of all, there's rivalries amongst individuals, right? Billionaires may like each other, but some may not. There's this rivalries going on, right? I'm richer, I'm better, I have better companies, whatever. They're out here running or going to board meetings or meeting people to say, hey, what are we doing right now? Are we making money? What are we doing? They don't do nothing. This is what people have a misconception about retirement. Oh, if I have $1 billion and I'll be good, I'll be retired. Guess what? That doesn't mean you're going to be retired. Charles is in the house. The newest millionaire member of the SSN Nation is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he says, hey, money people. I like that tagline. He's emerging millionaire is in the house. And some of you may be going, hey, wait a minute. This guy's trying to do some early retirement plan. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, because what did he do? He's tied for the record. He has purchased 4 pre-construction properties in the Dominican Republic, specifically in the Punta Cana region. Condos, villa, and 4 of these properties. And some people will say, let me ask you guys, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. So when Elon Musk, who's, the way Tesla stock's going, he may return to be the richest man in the world, right? And they say he's worth billions of dollars. So he's a billionaire, right? But if I took all of his stocks away, right, would he be a billionaire still? So you guys have to change your mindset, because if they're allowing me to say he's a billionaire based on the valuation of his companies and everybody else, I mean, Renault is a LVMH. He's the richest man right now because he owns like Louis Vuitton and some other brands, high-end brands. But the fact of the matter is, you take away their asset or stock play, then they don't have that million. It's not like they are billions. They don't have the billions in the bank stuff like a drug dealer in condos. All right. It's not like that. It's based on the assets that they have. The same rules apply here. If you have multiple pieces of real estate and the real estate is worth $1.8 million, then doesn't that mean you are in essence a millionaire and you have money coming in that you don't even have to work for? That's what you want. So the titles is not really relevant. We give people titles. And by the way, there's only 60 million millionaires in the United States. Just so you know, there's roughly 350 million citizens in the United States, maybe a little more by now. But that's it. It's not like everybody's out here swimming in dough. And the top 1% of the wealthiest, they own damn near 50% of all the wealth in the United States. The top 10% of the wealthiest, guess what? We better get on our high horse and get ready, because they own 70% of the wealth. Did you hear me? The top 10% of the wealthiest in America own 70% of the wealth in America. More than 210 million American citizens. 210 million people do not have as much wealth as 35 million people. Do you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? This is why you better get your piece of the pie, because we are now in a feudal system where if it's already maybe too late. But this is why, since they still sell real estate, you better get it. And since you can still do business and buy businesses and run businesses, you better get them. You better not limit yourself to just one country either. You might want to expand your horizons because, again, sooner or later, that teeter-totter, it's going in the wrong direction. If 35 million people can lift up 210 people, and I don't mean lift up, but for my purposes, teeter-totter. Where my thumb is over here is the 35 million people, and they're pulling up the 210. You know where those 210 people, they start sliding. Sooner or later, it's going to be 250 million, and now you have no place to go but off the reservation. And it's not going to be good because they're going to control everything. So this is why we need to get involved, ladies and gentlemen. You have to, because your retirement plan, it's mandatory that you have to get in on the same boat they are. Shark Tank's out, you go buy businesses. Same thing. They're buying real estate, you go buy real estate. Same thing. They're buying stocks, you should be buying stocks. They're buying crypto, you should be buying crypto. They buy art, you should be buying art. All I'm saying, all these items that are values, this goes along with your retirement plan. And therefore, you can see just what I told you. You can pick several different genres of economics that you want, whichever you feel comfortable with. But if you want to retire early, there's tenets on this. You just don't get to sit here and go, well, I think I'm going to start my own business where 9 out of 10 of them fail. Sure. Once you have money to spend, you can start as many businesses as you want and have them fail. Millionaires fail on average 17 times. That's right. 17 times they fail before their businesses are successful. They try 17 times, just so you guys get an idea. So if you're out here thinking, well, I tried this once or tried that 3 times and it failed, well, guess what? Come along for the ride, because we've all failed, ladies and gentlemen. But it's those who get back up off the ground. They're the ones that's going to be retiring early, because you're the one that's not giving up. You're sitting there going, okay, let's keep this rolling. I'll try something else. Because let's face it, if you're 30 years old and you're looking at 60, now you have to remember, when you're 20 years old, 25 years old, 30 years old, you're looking at somebody like 60, 65 years old. You're like, oh, that person's decrepit. That person's old, right? And then 30 years goes by, and the next thing you know, you're one of those old decrepit persons that you thought when you were 20, 25, 30 years old, that person was. But time flies. And what has to happen during that time? COVID, inflation, 10%, 20% annually for 2 or 3 years. 3 years of craziness. And now you have 17 years left, but those 3 years have an effect upon the rest of your life because things cost more. All right. So this is why we're talking retirement early tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Retire early. How do we do it? Miracle Bro. I'm highly considering to invest a full $5,000 in the Miracle Cash and More NFT and take hold of the share. I believe it's a good investment currently. Thoughts? Miracle Bro. Actually, that ranks high on the list, the #1 NFT project, because it's backed by Miracle Cash and More stores in the UK, in Spain, in Amsterdam, Netherlands, in Germany, in Cyprus, in France, and now the Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg NFTs coming out as well. The products and services such as ATM machines, the point of sale systems, the stores themselves, the lender program, the insurance program for landlords that helps out them and their tenants with a guaranteed payment for landlords. Hell, I'll be a landlord again if I can get that insurance, because that's one of my pet peeves on why I don't like doing month to months. I haven't done month to months in like 30 years because of that, maybe longer. Because when I was doing month to months, they had rules that was untenable. People could not pay you rent. And in the case of Nevada, at one time, a person could literally live in the house for 6 months before you would get to the courts to evict them. California, it was like 90 days. Do you know what happens in 90 days? 3, 4, 5, 6 months when somebody's living in your house for rent free? It's like crazy. Things are torn up. You're spending thousands to repair, replace. I was just like, I'll never do that crap again. Never, ever, ever. And then COVID came, 2008 came. I wasn't involved in any long-term month-to-month rentals. I said, see, this is exactly the problem. People are living in homes, not paying anything. Meanwhile, the mortgage company's going, hey, where's our check? Wait, we're going to foreclose on your property. Wait, hold on. I have a little issue right now. Just a second. Can you wait a second? No, we can't. I'm just like, oh, this is interesting. So ever since, I just do short-term rentals. Boom, boom, boom. It produces more revenue in a shorter amount of time. And I don't have to worry about any nonsense about a person living there, not paying rent, and then getting to live in the house even these days, 30, 45 days, 60 days before the eviction. So again, retirement earlier than expected is going to mean you have to do certain things. Miracle Bro says, again, the thoughts with the 5,000. I agree. I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's number one for NFTs only because it's backed by a real company that's licensed and regulated in that country. In this case, the UK. So yes, I recommend getting it. I mean, either way. I mean, some people may say, hey, what's he talking about? You want to retire early? Then you take these risks. And so since he brought it up, I'll play the video here in about 5 minutes. But first, please smash the like button. And if you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. Now, in fact, since I've been talking about retire early, let's talk about, I have videos, right? Some of this stuff is old video. And so we have SSN Lifestyle. Let me see. I have something from old video. Here goes something old. So back in the day, hanging out, you get to meet all kind of different people. And in this case, like I said, I was hanging out one day. In fact, I've probably never even told the story. I might have told the story one time. So here we go. A story's coming up, ladies and gentlemen, on the hour. All right. So I have an office in Sacramento. Some people may be from Sac, but I used to have an office at 65th and Highway 50. All right. And right across the street was Dairy Queen. Now, in my office complex, there used to be a hair salon. And so the only reason that matters is the story's going to go. So I'm going across the street. I stand in line and I'm at Dairy Queen. In front of me is this kid, maybe, I don't know, 5, 4. I don't know how old he is. And anyhow, his dad's there. And so there's a long line. There's like 15 people in line, I would say. We're like 8, 9, 9, 10, somewhere like that. So it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 4 minutes. And then, you know, we're just standing there. And then the kid said something. And I was like, hey, what's up? What's up? Then the dad was like, yeah, man, it's kind of hot out here or whatever. So we're just talking. We're not even talking about, hey, what do you do? What's happening or anything? It's just banter for all intents and purposes. So it comes into, I can't remember what the subject matter was, but we talk and we just talk as we're standing in line. So then after they get something, I get something because I'm by myself. So I get my stuff. Then all of a sudden they're walking across the street with me and I getting ready to walk across the street. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. And so that's when he says, oh, yeah, somebody I was waiting for is at the salon over there. And I was like, oh, my office is over there. And he's like, oh, really? Your office? I said, yeah, I'm in the car biz. He says, oh, I'm in the music biz. I'm like, oh, you're in the gangster biz. I said, that's what I call music business. And so he's like, what? I said, yeah, man, I can't be in the music biz because I would hurt somebody because they jack people. And he's like, oh, no. And so he then says, hey, have you heard of this group? And it was Club Nouveau, and I said, yeah, they made this song like Jealousy. And he's like, yeah, I'm in the group. I'm actually do something with the group. I was like, oh, that's cool. So we don't really say anything, but Mike Tyson fight's coming up. And just from our conversation, he says something like, hey, man, why don't you come to my house? I'm having a party for the Mike Tyson thing. And I was like, all right, I'll come through, I guess. I don't really know him. And I'm not really, into music and all that. I just heard the song. So then I go to his house. And from that day forward, we're like friends for life. All right. Just off of that, we're standing in line free, and he can go anywhere he wants. I'm anywhere we want. I'm across the street from my office in this case. But retirement means different things to different people. So again, I have passive income from real estate. I have two locations for businesses that I own. So therefore, I can be anywhere that I want to be. And remember, I'm in my 20s at the time. We're both in our 20s at the time, actually. And that's what's so funny about it, because we were both cocky. Ultimately, we're both cocky at the time, right? But these are the things. So I'm going to play you this video. And this video I'm going to play you is all because at the time, not then, I can't remember if it was a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 4 years, 5 years. I can't remember when we shot this video. But he shot this video for his Ghetto Swing music video that was on BET. And then that's why you see this little excerpt that I put in here for this video is from that, just so I give you guys a little background. So here we go. SSN Lifestyle. Come on. SSN Lifestyle. So the answer to Miracle Bro, yes, the cash flow NFT. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get in on the cash flow NFT, yes, it does cost $5,000. I'm going to play a video about that here shortly. But if you can't afford $5,000, there's a second way you can get in. Down below in the description box, there's Miracle Cash and More, where you can go sign up to buy the 5,000 NFT, or you can sign up and then you're a free affiliate. So you can refer other people and they give you 10% commission for everybody that buys a $5,000 NFT. So you do that 10 times, that's $5,000. Or you just want to make extra streams of revenue, you can refer people and make $500 per person that buys an NFT. Either way, that's a win-win in my book. But we have a third way, because what do we do here in the SSN Nation? Rising tide lifts all boats, because we do know 70% of people don't have $1,000 in their bank account. We also know 60% of the population doesn't have $500 in their bank account. And some people would say, oh my God, I would love to get in on this, but I can't, because I don't have the 5,000. And also I'm not that good at sending links out and having people sign up. So I will never get 10 people to buy these $5,000 NFTs. This is why SSN Lifestyle, we have a ring of fire, because we believe in business. Because you want to retire early, you need passive income. This gives you passive income. Set it and forgot it. Once you buy a $5,000 NFT for the United Kingdom, you don't have any monthly payments. It's set it and forget it. The best idea of all. Nothing to do. Just sit back, collect a commission check every month starting in March. All right, that's what you want. And it's going to grow, because the more ATM machines they put out, the more point of sale systems they put out, the more people that comes into the store, more people that come into multiple stores. All of that means transaction fees, and that also means more transaction fees, which are going to be shared with the NFT holders. So we have our SSN Lifestyle Ring of Fire Shark Tank $5,000 cash flow NFT. There's a link down below where you can put in $250 and up, but you have to put in $250 increments. It has to be 250, or you have to put in 500, or you got to put in 750, or you got to put in 1,000, or 1,250, or 1,500, and so on. But you can use a debit, credit, checking account to do it, because you can do it with PayPal. The amount you put in, that's what you receive based on the percentage. So if you put in 250, you divide that by 5,000. All right. That's going to be 5%. You put in 500. You divide that by 5,000. That's going to be 10%. When they cut a check, and let's just use a simple scenario. Let's say the commission check is $10,000. $500 person gets 10% of 10,000. So he gets $1,000 check. The person that puts in 250 gets 5%. So he gets the $500 check. And if you put in more, then it goes up based on the percentage. That's what you receive, ladies and gentlemen, every month. But get this, retire early. Well, hell, I'm going to have to play the video, because once you see their pro forma numbers, their guesstimate of numbers after 4 years, they're talking about selling the entire company that in theory could be worth multi-billions of dollars. Each NFT holder receives part of the proceeds. They are talking about 7 digits in less than 4 years. If this actually happens, your retirement plan just got moved up by 4 to 5 years if this works out. Now, again, any investment, any contributions, anything that has to do with giving your money to somebody and hoping that you get some sort of return, that means there's risk. So it's up to you to determine your risk tolerance. All right. So after I said all that, I guess I'm going to have to play the video. But first, I'm interested in what Mr. Cool is saying, the retired one. Hey, Victor, I always knew that I would retire at age 62. I worked on the same job for 33 years. I prepared for that day. There we go. That's exactly the key. See, he was preparing for 33 years, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Cool was able to attain that same job. I'm assuming it's the same job. He says it's the same job for 33 years. We don't know if that's going to continue to happen, where somebody could work at a job for 33 years straight. But look at this. He got to retire at 62 years old, or shall we say 62 years young. Because Mr. Cool, hey, we have video. He's been retiring really well. All right. So, gotta love that. He made preparations. He made plans. I know he has real estate already that he's receiving passive income from, and he's doing it again in Punta Cana. So he's going to have more passive income. And not only that, the beauty of the Punta Cana thing is, even if it's not rented out, he's staying at his own place. So now he gets to come in, hang out there, whether it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 months. And then when he leaves, he can rent it out again. So it's a dual role if you can get it. That's the best thing ever. When I had my condos, I had some condos in Reno, Nevada, speaking of that. And I used to go up there, and sometimes I had a lot of condos, all right? Sometimes they wouldn't be rented month to month. So I'd go to Reno. I'd go see the property manager. I'd be like, hey, man, any of the units that's not rented? He'd say, no, this one's not rented. We got a tenant coming in like 30 days or 45 days or 2 weeks. And so I would just take the key. So instead of me staying at Harrah's or wherever, I would just stay at the condo. Townhouse. I had a favorite townhouse because I had a townhouse too. But that's the beauty of it. All right. Laverne Penix, he already mentioned 62. All right. The 401k and SSN check, so security, that is, check or a rug pull in 2023. Hey, that's kind of the way it's been. 50% purchasing power for retired Americans. Exactly, Curtis Davis. Exactly. Exactly. This is what we don't want from you, ladies and gentlemen, because the old rules, my friends did this 401k. They got their 1.3, 1.5. This was like in 2020 or 2019. I can't remember. Everything was going great until COVID happened and 30%, 25% of it's wiped off the map because they left it in the holdings of the 401k with the stocks. So it was just like, okay, now not 1.5, 1.3, now 870k, 900k. They're just like, and at one time it was even worse. It was worse. Now it's not as bad, but they're down to close to a mil. Now a mil's still a lot in today's money, but you're not secure because what happened on the other side? Property taxes increased, car registrations increased, energy and electricity has increased, grocery prices have increased, gas prices have increased. So their bills that were before $2,500 per month, now all of a sudden is like $3,700 per month. And who knows what's going to happen year over year at this point on, because it might be $4,000, $4,200 per month. Because in California, remember, home prices are higher. Your freaking taxes for your real estate for a normal house, $10,000, $12,000 a year. That's $1,000 a month out your pocket. The insurance you have to pay, money out of your pocket. All of a sudden, you start realizing, holy, wait a minute, this $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 that I have coming in, this is getting wiped. Half of it's gone, and I just wake up every day. And then you have other expenses because you have upkeep. So it starts being worrisome. So to the point of Mr. Financial here, that's exactly the thing. You can't go from 250 to 70K in California. Oh man, you can forget about that. You might end up in a van or something. Being an employee is risky in 2023, especially in tech country. It's very risky. How to retire earlier than expected? Retirement means you got to work too. So all I'm saying is it's a different kind of work when you're retired. When you're retired, you sit there and say, okay, I put all these pieces together. Now, what other pieces can I put together to help me out further? All right. Because you don't want to be caught like Europeans when they had the crazy inflation, property values went off the charts, and the cost of living increased so fast that wiped out the middle class, and the middle class had to move out to the suburbs, to the country for all intents and purposes. So things got pretty bad at one point. And you don't want this situation that Mr. Financial's talking about, because it's happening. It's going down, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I realize finance plus credit are valuable. Only Chili Davis on Chili Davis YouTube. Thank you, Ed Eric. That's right. Chili Davis just dropped something with regard to credit. CHILLY Davis. Go check him out. He's part of the SSN Nation fam. James Way, welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And he has the icon next to his name. And he says the rent is too damn high. And guess what? It's only going to get higher. Hello, all. And the reason why some people are predicting rents go down, which, okay, it could happen. All right. Victor Morel, Kurt, did they agree? Drawing from your 401k this year is suicide. Exactly. I know a number of folks in my company that had to postpone their retirement until further notice due to the market. Rug pull it is. Exactly, Victor Marrero. People don't understand what's happened out here until they get to the end of the rainbow, and all of a sudden a 2008 event happens. A 2020 event happens. And it just so happens that you have millions of people that were in the pipeline to retire or have retired, and they're looking at their pseudo assets dropping 20, 30%. And now all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. And think about something else. Let's say you were one of these fortunate people making six figures for like 20 years and you have $3 million. And you wake up one day and the value of your assets is down to 2,100 or 2,000. You might start worrying, thinking, even though you still have 2 million, you might start getting like, wait a minute, what if this happens again? Right? That would be scary. And not only would it be scary, you're 65, 70 years old. And sure, you're saying, okay, you'll probably outlive that situation. But now you're thinking, wait, hold on. It just dropped 30. What if it actually dropped 50? Now what? And generally, a person that would have that much is going to live in a nicer area, like where I used to live. And my taxes were $14,000, $15,000 a year for my house taxes. Just to give you guys an idea, it's outrageous. I don't even know what they are now. Somebody could be getting special supplemental taxes because remember, homes went up 20% year over year. So that means, in theory, that probably means it's somewhere like 16,000 a year in property taxes. 17.5, 16.5, somewhere in there because it's on assessed value. But all I'm saying is this is exactly what ends up, even though somebody might have more money, they generally live in a higher end neighborhood. And all of a sudden, what you pay $6,000 a year in tax, they're paying 15,000, 20,000 because their house value is higher in California, that is. And so if you live in Florida and you bought a condo or a house in a gated community, when you first moved in there 20 years ago or 30 years ago, HOAs were $300 a month. Now they could be $3,000 a month. Again, things have changed dramatically. So this is why if you want to retire earlier than expected, you have to know that this is the thing that could happen. And therefore, you have to put yourself in a situation where your passive income can increase over time. This is why you can't lock in anything. You have to get a business or get your revenues coming in that increases over time. So this is why when somebody tells me I'm going to get a 5% dividend, I'm just like, you do understand that the odds of inflation being under 5% is slim. So if you're going to do dividends, you have to do a growth stock as well, or you pick dividends that are giving you those double digits, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18%, because otherwise you're going to be left behind in the dust. You'll never be able to recuperate from 5%, 2%, 3% dividends while it's holding, maybe it could be holding $1 million. But the fact of the matter is you're going to have to sell that eventually because your buying power is getting eroded. So again, this is not how you retire early. You have to retire early thinking smart now because the margin of error is so slim now, ladies and gentlemen. We don't get to pick and choose that much anymore. All right, Victor, it's scary in 2023 and 2024 for people who did not prepare for inflation. Yes, it's scary, all right. Look who else is in the house. Another amazing entrepreneurs here. Vanessa Kamagate in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And she has the icon next to her name. So I thank you so much for that. And AKA Seamless Genius is here. And she says, hey, boss and SSN fam. Yeah, self-employment was early retirement for me. Exactly, Vanessa Kamagate, because that's part of retirement means work too. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Billionaires don't retire. I'm just saying. Millionaires don't retire. They're still out here hustling. They're not sitting at the house. They're going, oh, I know I'm going to buy a sports team. That means they're still working. I know I'm going to buy a movie franchise. Guess what? They're still having to figure out what movies they're bringing into their movie theaters, right? They're not out here just hanging out. They're retired, though. But you can't just hang out. And she's got it right. Retirement is that. Vanessa, welcome back, sister, from Curtis Davis, showing the love. Meeting people needs equals money. That's exactly right. If you can help people, meeting their needs. That's part of the curriculum to being successful. Curtis Davis, hey, Chili D. There we go. You must create your own revenue money. A business or Airbnb in Punta Cana allows you to control cash flow, high or low, and increase cash flow with inflation of cash. Exactly. It's pretty simple. Oh, and by the way, let me get back to the cash flow NFT. I'm going to play this video right now. It's about 4 minutes. Get your pen, pad, and paper ready because, ladies and gentlemen, this is special. If this actually happens, and it's already happening, they already have stores, they already exist in Cyprus, in Germany, I'm missing one, Cyprus, Germany, Netherlands, and Amsterdam. The new store in Spain in about 6 to 8 weeks. New store in the UK. I haven't gotten an update, which will be tomorrow. Probably another. It should have already been somewhere around. The lease was already done in December. So that store should be opening any moment now. The first of many to come. So again, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know something about this cash flow NFT, pay very close attention. 5 years or 4 years, 4 to 5 years, they plan on selling the entire company for the billions. NFT holders get part of the proceeds. And look at what the number is, 7 figures. Check it out.
If there was a way you could have partnered with Elon Musk before Tesla, before the Model S, before SpaceX, and before Elon became the world's richest man, would you at least have wanted to know how? If there was a way you could have partnered with Jeff Bezos when he was planning Amazon.com and it could have made you a fortune, would you at least have wanted to know about it? Well, what if there was a fintech company today that is about to capture major market share worldwide, where millions of people will be using its breakthrough technology and you could make an absolute fortune? Would you at least want to know about it? At the same time that we are experiencing record inflation, gas prices through the roof and headed towards a recession, the move towards crypto adoption worldwide is picking up pace and the evidence is all around us. Big names and big money players are jumping in the game like crazy. The Staples Center, where the LA Lakers play, is now the Crypto.com Center. The Super Bowl, the most expensive commercial time on television, featured 6 cryptocurrency ads. Tom Brady, Matt Damon, LeBron James, and Larry David all made appearances in them. Facebook changed its name from Facebook to Meta. The rapper Eminem bought a Bored Ape, an NFT, for $450,000. Warren Buffett invested over $1 billion in a Brazilian crypto bank. Coinbase bought Bitcoin Turkey for $3.2 billion. You know what they say, success leaves clues. Whenever there is economic change in the marketplace, there are economic winners and there are economic losers. It just depends on what side of the equation you end up on. They also say that timing is everything. How would you like to get in on the next big thing? Are you ready for a miracle? How would you like to own a piece of Miracle Cash and More? The first to market brick and mortar crypto stores, crypto on the street, with stores in every major city all over the world. Unlike the faceless online competitors that have no phone number to call, no physical address, and no one to talk to. Miracle Cash and More stores are fully regulated, licensed, and our wallets are insured by Fireblocks. At Miracle Cash and More, we own our own cryptocurrency exchange. We own our own stablecoin. We own our own ATMs. We own our own merchant terminals. And guess what? We get paid on every single transaction. The secret, if you want to call it a secret, is to get involved before the whole world knows about it. Position yourself in front of the masses before the masses react. Here's the current offering. There are only 1,488 shares of the Master Franchise Agreement for all of the United Kingdom. Each share is projected to profit over $100,000 in year one, $200,000 in year two, $400,000 in year three, and $900,000 in year four. We have an exit strategy that projects a payout of over $10 million per share. And what does that cost to you? A one and done payment of just $5,000. And of course, you can buy as many shares as are still available. Now, the question is, do you at least want to know how? I sincerely hope so, because the best is yet to come.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, did you see that? Speaking of how to retire earlier than expected, 4 to 5 years exit strategy. After they built up all the ATM machines, the point of sale systems, has the insurance, Miracle Pay for that. What do you call those paydays, Express or whatever they call them, loans, short-term loans. That's 4 ways. There's 5 ways. It's 7 ways you can have income that the company makes, and they share 7. It's up to 9 now, actually. So there'll be a new video coming out about that. So 9 streams of income for the company, Miracle Cash and More. They share those profits with NFT holders. This particular one, United Kingdom, there's roughly 200 NFTs left. By the way, we already have 1 NFT for the group economic plan. And if you want to buy one, you know where to go. The Miracle Cash and More, that's where you go buy the $5,000 NFT. If you want to join in the group plan where you can put in a $250 minimum, then you go see the 5,000 cash flow NFT link down below, and that takes you to SSN Lifestyle. All right, that's what we're doing here, helping people, ladies and gentlemen, helping people. All right, that's the rule. Now, I have a lot to talk about. People have been programmed 20 years, employee lifestyle, safe, but it's not safe, ladies and gentlemen. Never been safe. Agree. The way to look at it, just closing a chapter, opening another one. That's exactly right. Yes, this drone filming, one of my hobbies. Exactly. This will be a new skill to develop. Exactly. Growing is always good for people. The drone filming world is huge. Exactly. And it's going to lead to something, because you'll be doing your drone and somebody will walk up and be like, hey, I'll pay you for that. And you're like, okay, I'll do a one-off. Give me a check. Write your own check. Or you'll say, I'm not going to do it. All right, Georges Charles, I will be able to retire a millionaire from Punakana Investments thanks to you guys. Georges Charles, the emerging millionaires in the house in 3 short years, ladies and gentlemen. His properties are going to be worth $1 million. Not only that, he'll be collecting, we estimated one night. Actually, I estimated a little low, but he's going to be bringing in 6 figures from his rental properties. At least that's what should happen. We are projecting. We are doing our best guesstimate based on today's numbers, but some of his properties won't be built for a year and a half to 2 years. So 2 years means, due to inflation, should be able to charge, whether it's $5 or $10 or $15 more per night or $25 more per night than what we predicted from 2023 prices. So that's actually, but he's going to be in 6-figure territory every year for the rest of his life, and has equity from all of his properties sitting there. He could tap into it if he wants, just like Elon Musk goes and borrows against his stocks to go buy another company. He can do the same thing. All I'm saying. So congrats on that. The emerging millionaires in the house. Vanessa Comagate says it. Georges Charles, congrats. And in case anybody doesn't know, Cruise on Land, that's a place in the Dominican Republic. We have somebody who was here a week ago, Ingrid Liriano. I love her name. And she bought a $54,000 studio unit at Cruise on Land. Cruise on Land is in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. They have so many amenities, it's ridiculous. She put down 10%, $5,400. Then she's paying 30% over 30 payments or 36 months. I don't remember, but it's $522 per month for the next 3 years, let's say. At the end of 3 years, she's already put down 40%. That means she has a 60% LTV, but that $54,000 condo studio is already worth 67 because in phase 2 or buildings 3 and 4, you have to pay 67,000 for that same condo. In 3 years, her condo is going to be worth easily 100,000. But you do understand, her loan to value is only going to be roughly like 30%. It's crazy. So she will be able to qualify for a loan. And again, no credit check, no qualifying to get started. That's all you need. You got your 25%, or actually in this case, 40% in the game. Hey, what lender won't give you money is what I want to know, especially in 2 to 3 years from now. We will see, because credit will be cheap again. George's Charles and Vanessa Comegate, you got some things too, right? Yes, she does. She has businesses. She has that passive income coming in from her Airbnb for one. Airbnb of malls. She's doing the damn thing. All right, Vanessa Comegate, George. Oh, yes, brother. Exactly. Vanessa Comegate, Club Nouveau. Look at all these rumors. What does it say? Coming around every day. Can't remember the song. Oh, rumors too. Yeah. Jealousy. That's right. Yeah, that's another story. I don't know if I'm going to share that. I'll bring Jay on one of these days. He can share the situation if he wants to with the rumors is Timex Social Club. They're part of the Club Nouveau family. So I won't tell the story. I'll bring Jay on. He can tell the story. Jealousy song. Jealous. Yep, exactly. Curtis Davis. That's right, Chili D. Tell your age. Exactly. Free time is power and leverage. Exactly. Allows you to connect and network with people in music, business, or other ventures. Exactly. Here we go. I can tap into the equity now on my first property. I'm thinking use it to acquire a second Airbnb property, and I also use a portion of it to prep first property for Airbnb. Is this a wise move? Okay, hold on. Don't do anything yet. Don't get crazy. Here's what I'm going to recommend. First of all, let's just help the young gun out here, because first, your home is in Jacksonville. We don't know. I'm not familiar with the Jacksonville market. I know it's in North Florida. I have family that lives in Jacksonville. If I gave you the last name, you might know them because they run around over there, but I won't. It's in North Florida, so it's a bit chilly up there. So that's not the ideal place, because remember, Florida to me is seasonal. We don't have high demand going to Jacksonville. All right. High demand is in Orlando, but you should be in a better location. If you're going to be in Orlando, you should have upscale properties. Now, if you're going to get a second property, once again, I've been railing away at Dominican Republic. I've been railing away because the most tourists comes through the Punta Cana airport, that you should buy something in Punta Cana, and I'm railing away, buy something that has amenities. And right now, the amenities kings are Larimar City and Cruise on Land. So if you're going to say, young gun, that you want to come out here and say, hey, I want to get us, take some equity out. And, and by the way, when we do these pre-constructions, it's 0% interest. So that 522 is 0% interest. That's what the value is of the 30% that she owes. There's no interest on it. That's another thing. So the value of money over time goes down. But anyhow, that's a whole nother story. Now, what you want to do is you might say, okay, let me take out that, well, I don't know, 20%, 10%, or whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter when you pay it because it's 0% interest. So I don't ever recommend doing something like putting down 50, 60,000 if 50,000 can earn you 5,000 every year. So you can make 10,000 on the 50,000. It should be sitting somewhere that's getting you 10%. Like JEPI, for instance. JEPI, that's safe. You would have 50,000 worth of JEPI. You're going to get 11% annually. So 5,500. So you're almost at $500 per month. So you got two options. That's going to pay if you had a studio, let's say at Cruise on Land. That would pay your monthly payment, and you have $55,000 still, or 50,000 sitting there. You can take out that 450 or whatever, 500 per month, and ship it over and pay for your monthly payment. That's what you do with assets. And actually, it's 11.7. Well, it might be higher, lower now, but anyhow, 11%. We'll stick with that number. That's what JEPI gives on the dividends. So you could easily do 55,000, getting roughly 500 per month, shipping that over to pay for your condo. That's how you can do it. If you want to do high risk, high rewards, most people do not have an affinity for doing investments on that type of scale. They're like, hey, I have this money. I don't want to do all that. Or remember, it's part of you want to do a refi, and you want to basically have the same payment if you do the refi on your house instead of taking out the equity. So you got a couple of options, but there's no one way. But Victor Morel can chime in. I'm sure he would come up with something as well. If you're going to get a second Airbnb, it has to be high demand location. And in Florida, high demand location, that property value is still relatively inexpensive, is up the street or south. What is it? Southwest of you. That would be Orlando. Or go to the high demand location, Punta Cana, because again, you can still buy stuff under $100,000 unbelievably. All right. All I'm saying, it's kind of crazy. But all the way around, just remember, we don't know the value, but I'm going to help you out tonight. We're going to go look. Yes, 2008, 2020 are both scary crisis events. Warning, warning, just react. But the internet has made it easy to start a business. That's correct. Airbnb, Punta Cana, for pennies on the dollar, invest. Exactly. Brian P's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Very nice to see you once again here. Thank you so much for being in the house. And brings this tagline. Hi, Eric. Can you talk about what's going on with Binance? No, Brian P. Binance is not even on my radar because the crypto space is crazy. And actually, I haven't been keeping up with anything happening with crypto that much, unless it's with Debtbox Node and Cashflow NFT. And Binance, I don't know what you're in reference to, because I could easily see where Binance is in trouble of some sort. But I don't know any news on Binance, so I can't help you with that. I knew Victor Marrero. He's helping people too, ladies and gentlemen. That Miracle Bro. Yes, that was my playbook when I started. Is this refi? Oh, he mentioned it. Recommend getting an idea on the closing cost versus how much cash you can get. Also know the interest rates are still a little high. Exactly. This is not the ideal time to be thinking about doing anything with equity. This is not the time, quite frankly. You have to wait after about another 7-8 months before you start pulling it out, when they get that refi number down under 5%, if you can get it. Also, when you go see a lender, and let's just say you do a refi, what you're going to try and get a lender to agree to is you're going to negotiate. You're going to tell them, hey, man, look, I'm giving you already whatever it is, a half a point to get the loan, or maybe even a point to get this loan. But I'll be damned on the backside that I'm going to give you another point. or 2. So I want you to put in there where if I pay this off anytime, I'm not going to be charged any fees. That has to be in stone. Otherwise, I'm not going to get a loan from you. That's what you want to do. All right. That's the ideal scenario because now you're limiting your other side. You're already paying a point or 2 or half a point, whatever the case may be these days up front. But on the backside too, we're talking about it could be, it's maybe nothing major. It could be 1,000, it could be 1,500, it could be 3,000, it could be 5,000, depending on the value of what you're doing. So you don't want to have anything about that. You just say, hey, man, if I pay this off, it's 0. So that's one of the things that you want to do. But yeah, interest rates are going to be a little high. That cruise on land is the spot. I love it. Exactly. All right, here we go. Victor Morrell says that Brian P, are you referring to the company or BNB coin price? It has been hovering above 310. New projects are now using BNB, so volume has increased. Some product value will hit over 505 years. That I do agree with, but I don't know if something happened with BNB, but we will see. All right. At Miracle Bro, have you considered Orlando area? Exactly. Let us know what areas you are considering because that does matter. But I like where you're going with this. At least you're with the program, Miracle Bro. I'm very proud of you about this. You're asking questions. So we don't want to ask questions that we don't know the answers to, right? Or we don't want to give you information we don't know the answers to. So therefore, we ask questions we don't know the answer. We're sitting here going, okay, we have an idea what could happen. Why don't we get some more information? How about that? Why don't we get a little bit more information? Let's go find Airbnb, shall we? Let's go to Airbnb. Florida. All right. Let's go see what we got. Miracle Bro, this is you, man. This is what we do here. And in case anybody is new here, this is what we do. This is the No Guru Zone. If you want to ask questions, we'll try and help a little bit. We'll go right now live. Why? Because guess what? We know ours. So we can go live now and discuss anything. So that's what we're doing right now because the first thing is we need to know how much we can make in Jacksonville because I don't know when high season is. When is high season in Jacksonville? Summer? When there's humidity? I mean, I don't know. When's a good time people go? I mean, it's not really a vacation destination as far as I know. Maybe I'll find out something new today. But as far as I know, let's go just look. I mean, there's no football going on. So let's just say this is is this February? Yeah, it's a holiday weekend. We need a place that sleeps 5. You have a house, so I'm going to go with 5. I know condos are going to be included in this. So we're going to go find out because there has to be a value, right? We got to get a value. I don't know what side of town you're on unless you want to disclose anything, but this is how we determine if it's even going to be worthwhile. All right, we do real estate. Let's see. It looks like I'm all right. We're coming back. He says the company. Okay, I have delved into news on Binance myself. So I don't know the company, quite frankly. So I can't help you with that. Brian P. We'll look it up. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know how long I've been gone. I was over at the Airbnb and I see I was off the screen until I came back. So I could have been off screen for like 10 minutes. So I'm sorry about that. It looks like we have a gremlins in the system. But I was looking at Jacksonville and doesn't appear to be a prime time area in Jacksonville. I went to summer. It seems like the same 150s to in the 200s. I'm in this type of year, which is February and March, and it's again 100s. A lot of 100s were in February and March. So again, these homes I would have to buy for like 150, 200, 250,000 maximum in order for me to feel good about getting something in Jacksonville. So hopefully if you're referring to Airbnbs, you're referring to another location that has higher demand. Because again, I'm in Jacksonville hanging out, and unfortunately the stream was dead, so you guys didn't see it. I didn't realize I was removed. Uh-oh. Yeah, she's like, uh-oh, we lost a fearless leader. Yeah, I was gone for who knows how long. I was going on the Airbnb and didn't realize that StreamYard went kapoots. Let's see, the company. I don't even know if you guys saw that. The company for Brian P. No, I don't know about the company. Yes, it makes sense to consider a high tourist area like Orlando and Punta Cana. Exactly. Don't mess around. Good idea. Use equity to buy other cash producing assets. Exactly, from Curtis Davis, Airbnb property. But the details matter. 0 points and right rates at Eric. That's what we have to do. Brian P. Thank you. Brian P. Check us out. Check me out on Monday night for the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And I'll check out what's going on with Binance. Now that you mentioned it, I'm going to brush up and see what's been happening. Yes, Jack's market may be good market. Business travelers, maybe. Yes, exactly. Plus, it's not high demand enough. The property values have to be like under 200,000 or less, and I'm pretty sure in most places in Jacksonville, the property values are higher. Victor Morero, the closer to Disney, the better. There are new projects being built off 192 west of I-4 between I-4 and Highway 27 at the far end. It takes you approximately 20-25 minutes to Disney. Exactly. And then that's when you lost me for about 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know how long I was talking about Jacksonville, going through the February, the March, and everything. At Victor Morel, thanks. That's a good idea. Thanks. And Eric, your connection is lost. We can't see you. Yeah. And unfortunately, I was on the other screen, so I didn't know I was lost. But anyhow, we're back. All right. Miracle Bro. There are also condo hotels being built next to Margaritaville Resort, 5 to 10 minutes to Disney parking, but these have increased in price significantly. It depends what price range you want. Victor Marrero, I actually went to go talk about, significantly. Holy smokes. Congratulations, Victor Marrero, because your unit at Margaritaville is worth a whole lot more than what you bought yours for, because the new ones, I'll just tell people, I saw some stuff like Mills. They were like, that'll be 1.3 million, that'll be 1.5 million. I'm just like, in Orlando, it's hard for me to even imagine. I'm just like, is this for real? Yeah. There's another project. Maybe it wasn't Margaritaville. There's another project coming there that's doing condo hotels, and it was a mill for like a 2 or 3 bedroom villa, townhome, whatever it was. Yes, Curtis Davis. Now we're back. How much to get into the Orlando market? Condos, 300K to 500K. Exactly. And Victor Morrell, he mentioned something. This is exactly the point about Orlando. Don't F around in Orlando. What I mean by don't F around, let me get back on screen here. What I mean is, what he's saying about distance to Disney Park, that is major. Do not do something crazy. Somebody's going to go, oh, yes, I have 192 down by, the Turnpike. Yeah, it's a growing area. That's residential, but people don't want to stay down there and drive all the way across. They want to stay by Disney. Literally, the closer you are to Disney, the higher occupancy rate you're going to have. All right. So again, you guys know I do Airbnb. So on the other side of Disney is Orange Lake Resort. All right. It's right there. In fact, one of the features is this is so funny. If you're in a certain section of the resort, you can be sitting on your patio and see the Disney fireworks at night. So the other feature is people are like, hey, they know that if you're in certain section of this complex, that when the fireworks go off for Disney, you don't have to be on Disney. You'll see them. So people actually ask, hey, is this unit over in this north section or west section? I'm like, yep. And that's why I charge extra. I'm serious. I actually charge like a little extra for being in that building. It's crazy because you have to know your property. You have to know your customers. And people will pay the little extra because when they're there 4, 5, 6 days, they have the kids with them. They'll be standing outside or sitting in their condo on the patio. And the next thing you know, the fireworks go off and they're like, the kids are all happy. The parents are happy. Everybody's happy. It's worth an extra $25, right? Per night. So all I'm saying, these are the type of things that you have to consider if you're going to go in the Orlando market. Do not mess around. Get something close to Disney as possible. And if you can get amenities, that's even better. But I don't know about getting something for 200,000 or 300,000, unfortunately. With that scenario, that may not be doable. This isn't 2018 or 2017. Curtis Davis, yes, that's the range now. They started high 100Ks, but since they are next to Margaritaville and the place have exploded with amenities, their price have also increased. Yes, Victor Morero, like I said, I don't know what it was. I saw that was $1 million around Margaritaville. I was just like, is this for real? Okay, so Victor Morero, you have me a little excited though. Are you saying that they actually have cottages for 200 to 300K? That's a whole different ball game. Or are you saying they have condos for 200, 300K? Because either way, those are good prices, especially if, well, it depends on the ecosystem. Are we talking about they have access to Margaritaville amenities or they're separate properties? Or are they just next door? That's what we need to know, right? We got to get the dirty, dirty details, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we do investments. This is how you can retire earlier than expected. Because once again, if you had 5 figures coming in, by the way, Victor Morero has been planning his exit for retirement a long while, but he bought at Margaritaville. He'll tell this part of the story. Was it 2017? I think it was something like that, right? 2017, $300,000. That include the I can't remember if he has a cottage. I think he does. But $250,000 he bought the property for. A little under $50,000 for furniture package. So I always round up to $300,000, furniture package included. Set it and forget it. People rent it for him, the management company. And he gets to sit back, go to work, do whatever he wants, travel around the world. And he's getting 5 figures a month. Profit because it's a Margaritaville property. Not only that, it has amenities and the location. So people are paying top dollar. 5 figures profit, ladies and gentlemen. 10,000. Does anybody? Let's just say it's 10,000. 10,000 for making a $300,000 investment 5 or 6 years ago, I believe it is. And he's getting $120,000 a year profit, over 30% return on his investment now. Maybe back when it was first built, it might not have been that high, but they're able to raise the rates over time so they get to stay ahead of inflation. Everybody should love $100,000 a year annually in revenues, and better yet, profit. Take home. It's a beautiful thing. right? It's a beautiful thing. Yes, do tell, please, Victor. There you go. So down payment on 300K, 60K plus closing costs near Orlando. Yeah, and today's 20% down. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's not bad if it's near Margaritaville. It all depends on if they have the amenities or access, things like that. Maybe Victor Marrero may know about that. But that would be awesome. Boss, you just said something tonight that I should be doing with my cash. There we go. Exactly. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit because, just getting a little bit closer to that retirement bug. All right. Like I say, everybody should have fun. And the younger you are, the better. Because, again, you just never know how long you're going to be on the planet, nor do you know how long your body is going to hold up. And you just never know. So the sooner you can do something, the better. A lot better. I love my SSN family. I'm good at making money, but not investing. I'm learning. It's all right, Vanessa. We got you in the baby steps. It's all right. The baby steps is the Punta Cana thing. Because once you do the real estate, it's real estate. It doesn't have to be Punta Cana. Once you do the real estate for the short term, or you can get into something like Victor Marrero and like what I do with the Airbnbs, short terms, and you're able to have these thousands of dollars come in, then it changes everything because it's out of thin air in reality. Airbnb is the one that's doing the cost of acquisition, the customer acquisition cost. You're not. All you're doing is listing your property, and then you sit there. And again, like tonight, I have a guy that wants to check in at the Ridge in Lake Tahoe, and if he would have made the decision like before the live stream started, I could have got him in. There was like 2 units that I could have got him into. He waits like another hour while we're on the stream. And when I was playing one of the videos, he sends me a message going, I tell him it's 2. He says it's not available no more. I said it's booked up. So he's like, well, if anything happens tonight, I'll take tonight. Well, some things could happen late night, but the odds of something popping up now is pretty slim because it's 8 p.m. Eastern. Most people have arrived, and the odds and HOA is closed. So the only way this could happen is if somebody went online and canceled. And even if they cancel, I don't think it's going to come back up where somebody could actually take a hold of it. So but if something does come up, this is what I'm referring to. The cost of acquisition is none. And a person, if something came up tonight, and as I'm talking, I'm actually checking. If something came up tonight, and I can actually do it online. So we could actually, it's money out of thin air for all intents and purposes, right? Profits, any given day. Yeah, so see, it's too late because it's already 8:30. It's probably cutoff time. But all I'm saying is this is the type of thing that happens all the time. So that's why real estate is like the first linchpin for a person that's not really adept at it. You don't have to run a business. You don't have to do anything. You can have property management. So you can just set it and forget it. That's what makes real estate for a novice approach very easy to get into. It's not crypto. It's not a business. It's not something that you actually have to learn. All you have to do is get the one that's in high demand, like Victor Marrero's saying. And like I'm saying, make sure it's close to Disney if you're going to go this Orlando route. Don't make it across town. Don't try to put it by the turnpike. Don't try to get it on the other side of downtown, on the other side of I-4. None of that crazy nonsense. You want to make sure that you're in the close proximity to Disney because that's where the magic happens. All right. That's what we do. But we're making it easy for you, Vanessa Comagate. Ingrid Liriano made it easy for you. $5,400 down, $522 per month for 3 years, 30 payments, whatever it was. And you have a studio unit that cruise on land, all set to go, except you got to get your furniture. What is the estimated time for ROI for Punta Cana investment, 3 to 4 years or sooner? Oh, Miracle Bro. No. Okay. First of all, don't let me confuse anybody here, especially the young gun here. Most returns on investments are not in 3 to 4 years. That does not happen. You're talking 10 years, 15 years, 7 years, but generally 10 years or longer in some cases. Now, with all that said, I have to get your expectations correct. Now, with all that said, 3 to 4 years ROI, Miracle Bro, with real estate, here's the kicker. It's indefinite. There is no 3-4 years. It's as long as you want to keep owning the property, as long as you want to do updates to the property every 2 to 3 years, as long as you have that property, guess what? You have return on investment coming in for life. That's right, for life. It doesn't go away. And you're raising rents along the way based on everybody has to raise their rents due to the cost of inflation. No way around it. It's just a natural thing. So you win all the way around. It's not like 5 years later, you're still going to be charging, let's say, $100 per night. No, because your competitors and everybody else is charging $175 per night 5 years later. So you can't be charging 100. You should be charging 200 a night. All I'm saying, I just do more than most people. But if you start really talking about it, if you want to break it down, there's several levels we can break it down. So first level, I'll go, I'm buying a pre-construction property. I'm not just going to go buy a condo already existing for the going rate. I'm going to buy a condo or a villa that's presently nicely priced, $120,000. We have people here that bought villas, $143,000, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. Shout out to Investment Hawk. All right. We have George's Charles. He bought a 4-bedroom, 5.5 bath villa with a pool in the backyard and a gazebo, and that 5th bathroom was added, 270, but it's 2,600 square feet, which is huge. Everybody has their own bathroom, which is awesome. So he's going to be able to charge probably more than his 1%. He's going to be able to charge more than $275 per night, I believe. He's going to be in the 300s, I believe. Now, that's the first thing. So we have profits coming in as soon as the project is built. We also have equity after the project is delivered and built. So we win twice. And why do we win twice? Because the same thing you were talking about earlier with the home that you have where you're going to tap into the equity, you can do the same thing with the rental property. And the beauty of the rental property is more than likely it's going to double in value after it's built and 3 years later. Why? Because the next phases, they raise the prices of the condo units, similar to what Ingrid Liriano bought her $54,000 studio in building 1 or building 2. I don't know which one. But now in building 3 and building 4 at Cruise on Land, that same studio is $67,000. When buildings 5 and 6 come, I'm pretty sure that studio unit's going to be like $80,000. When they do 7 and 8, it's going to be like $100,000. So I'm pretty sure by the time they get to building 12, she definitely is going to have her condo worth over $100,000 because they're going to be selling for more than $100,000 when they get to building 8, building 7. So who knows how much it's going to be worth. And especially if the resort is going to be popping like this one is with the water park, the casino, 1 man-made lake, 2 man-made lakes, an amphitheater, a recording studio, sports complex, many restaurants on site. I mean, it's off the charts. Yoga areas, other safe spaces to hang out, water seating areas with fire pits that sits over water to hang out. I mean, this place is going to be off the charts. Wedding venues. So it could easily be seen that her $54,000 investment could be worth 150 conservatively. So now she's going to potentially, let's just say, if my math turns out right, she would have $100,000 worth of equity. Now she can go and tap, refi, do whatever she wants, and says, give me $50,000. I'm going to go wash, rinse, and repeat and go buy myself another asset that pays me. Off to the races. So that's how we do it. We win twice. So we have return on investment for life, just like you're going to have it for life if you do your Airbnb for that home that you also own now. So it's for life unless you sell it. You don't have to sell. You just have to do the upkeep, though. You have to use part of the profits for the upkeep. There's no way around that. All right. But no, if you're talking about ROI, you get ROI twice with the pre-constructions. That's the way I look at it. Some people may not look at it that way, but that's what it is. Yeah, I really got bummed not getting a fourplex last year. Yes, that was priced right. Talk about that. But you couldn't do nothing about it. Whoever bought it was willing to overpay. They paid more than the asking price. I mean, how much more over asking can you go? I don't recommend doing that under any circumstance. Zero. Yep, I want a 2-bed at least on Cruise on Land. Yes, 2 bedrooms, $110,000. Larimar, 2-bedroom, $120,000. Ocean View, $129,000, 2-bedroom. So we have our ways, no problem. My interest on my money can pay for the monthly payment on the condo. Exactly, Vanessa Gate. That's what we're talking about. Hell, I believe you're part of the group who went with us. I don't know which one, but one of our SSN lifestyle products, who knows what could happen with that? That could be in under 3 years as well. If Debtbox Node all of a sudden exploded, or if the cash flow NFT ultimately starts sending out, let's say they are sending out $40,000 a month. Even if you were to put in getting 5%, that would be $2,000 coming in from that 5% contribution. That would be awesome. So I'm just saying, never mind if somebody did 10%. If it got up to that crazy number, like 40,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 per NFT holder for the UK, even a 5% person getting $1,000, $1,500 per month, that's life-changing stuff where it's a set it and forget it. It's coming in every month. And it's only going to get bigger as they add more stores, ATM machines, more customers. And then all of a sudden you start getting visions of grandeur, because it might be $5,000 for a 250. I mean, 250 or 500. Can you imagine? That could actually happen. That's how this is going. All right. Little family is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. A sterling conversation tonight, and I'm happy you're here. And like being close to Cruise on Land is the next Disney, I heard. Exactly, little fam. You got it exactly right. Some people may be watching this going, all right, already. We heard about this Cruise on Land. That's right. I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to show you a video of Cruise on Land, ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a taste. The light bulb just came on. I'm cash heavy and asset poor. Hey, Vanessa Gate, it's all right. You can be a drug dealer. I'm just messing. That's what's wrong with drug dealers. Hey, they're cash heavy, and all of a sudden they start buying liabilities. And they buy assets too. But the point is, you can buy assets anytime your heart desires. Anytime your heart desires. Any Airbnb property in Orlando or east of it will be booked up this weekend for Daytona 500 Sunday. This is one of the events per year you can cash in nicely. Oh, Victor Marrero, tell me about it. Tell me about it. The only time, well, not the only time, in Daytona Beach, and like he did say, east of Orlando, he is correct, because it's on the way to Daytona, Sanford, places like this, right? Yeah, that's the only time. The condos, look, this is so funny in Daytona. This is why I hate Daytona. I don't hate Daytona, but rental market in Daytona is so funny. So I could have a, trying to think, 1 bedroom Grand Seas, on the beach. If it's not Daytona 500, it's not Bike Week in March, and it's not spring break, the whole rest of the damn year, you can barely get $100 a night. But now, this week, or well, starting on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you get 3 nights generally, prime time, 200 and whatever, 299 per night. People will pay it. But next week, we'll be back down to 120 a night or something crazy like that. Bike week comes, somebody's willing to pay for like a whole week. They'll give up $2,500, $3,000. Spring break, same thing. But after that, April, back to $700 per week or $750, whatever the case may be. So dynamic pricing is always in effect, but he's right. Daytona and Bike Week, Daytona Bike Week, Daytona 500. These are 2 big, heavy dates on the calendar, and Bike Week for me is much better because it's a whole week, and people start arriving. It'll be like the first Friday in March, somewhere around there. And Daytona, people start arriving sometimes Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because they actually have track events, just like during Bike Week, they have it too. But nonetheless, since he's given up some info, there's some more info. Vanessa Comegate smiling, too legit to quit over here, just smart, boss. There we go, Vanessa Comegate, the seamless genius. That's how we got to do it. That's how we have to do it. My Disney business was extremely lucrative. Exactly. You already had the taste of the honey from Disney. Disney gives in more ways than one. Ladies and gentlemen, the seamless genius was actually on Disney property selling her. I don't know exactly what she was selling, but she was selling there. And the demand, this is why you have to have real estate. Her real estate was being in a certain location within Disney, and that afforded her cost of acquisition of customers was basically whatever rent she had to pay. The Disney bringing in hundreds of thousands of people per day, they're the ones that helped get her customers by being able to bring in that many people. It's crazy. She had the best world because it's passive. And well, you had to work it, but it's still passive because you didn't have to go get the thousands of customers passing by. It's a beautiful thing. That's what you want, ladies and gentlemen. That's part of your retirement plan. You want to retire early? You got to be in something that has demand. You start your YouTube channels. You start your Instagrams. You start your Pinterest. Doesn't matter. Facebook, whatever. Maybe one of those takes off. And now you have revenues coming in from what you love to do and tell people about. The power of Airbnb from Mr. Financial. You gain equity and cash flow from customer. Over time, you increase worth of asset. Exactly. And debt paid back via customer. Simple biz. No cost of acquisition of customer. I love that. We don't want cost of acquisition. That's why this is why I started talking about Punta Cana, because the acquisition, it's built in. If you have 7.2 million visitors, and out of that 3.7 to 4 million are landing at Punta Cana Airport this year, if they have 8 million visitors, then that means 4 million to 4.5 million people are coming through Punta Cana Airport. Where are these people going to stay in the region if most of them are tourists? They're going to stay at the all-inclusives. Right now, Hard Rock, one of the best all-inclusives, are $1,300 per night. $1,300 per night. That's insane. And people are paying it. And you could have a 2-bedroom or a villa and charge $500 per night, and they're willing to spend 10 G's a week staying at the Hard Rock. And for you could just charge them $2,500 and save them $7,500. They could party like it's $19.99 for $7,500 in Punta Cana for a week. In fact, I don't even know how you would spend that much. So all I'm saying is that changes the whole game with all these new properties coming in and that's coming online. People are going to have choices. And by the way, you can have your own chef. You can charge people. Look, we're going to be very creative in Vistacana. We could have our chef. We could have a chef come in like 3 nights a week for guests. And that's what's part of the equation. You could easily change the equation. You could say somebody's going to go, well, how come you charge 100, 150 more per night than the other people? They seem to have the same condo as you. Well, do they bring in a chef for you for 3 times during the week? What are you talking about? It's included. We got 3 meals for you on tap. I mean, you could do whatever you want. The sky's the limit. But when you have high demand, Victor Marrero, there's rarely, he knows very well when you have 90%, 93, 95% occupancy, that's pretty awesome. And that also means you can write the rules on how much you charge. And the more value you give a person, the more you can charge. And this is why Hard Rock Casino and Hotel in Punta Cana gets away with this $1,300, $1,500 per night and up, because they have the value there. I mean, if you haven't stayed there, well, unfortunately, the pricing is getting outrageous now during prime time. Go during low season when it's $350 or something, right? Per night. They still have everything open. Go hang out there and you'll see why a lot of people say that's the place I stay at. All right. That's why people are going to stay there. Once you go there, you'll see it's off the charts. And that matters when it comes to real estate. You want to retire early? Then you get into real estate. You get into the passive income windows. You get into investing in something that's going to give you a return. The only upfront cost acquiring property in tourist area like Punta Cana, Orlando, a single price to start biz without no marketing budget. Yeah, you're in. The cost that it takes you to get the property, you're in. We're an hour in again, ladies and gentlemen, over an hour. So please smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, you want to retire early, hey, guess what? You want to ask something and didn't want to ask it in the chat room, you can always email me, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. We help people here. No consultation fees. I'll answer. All right? It's been that way for 4 years plus, going on 5 years, which is unbelievable. It's 2023. And again, I just realized on Wednesday I haven't been to the Eurozone since I've been here with you guys. Not saying it's a bad thing. I've been having fun. We were in Dominican Republic, in the Philippines, all over the place. A little Miami biz and all this other stuff. But now it's time to go over to Europe and hang out, right? Got to have a little fun over there. The only upfront cost, here we go. My main business, like Kuman, selling money. Everybody needs it. Hey, that's a good business to be in, selling money. All right. Victor Morrell says, Eric, I emailed you the address of my 2-bedroom. There we go. 2-bedroom Margaritaville cottage. You can see it on the map with Zillow to give you an idea of the prices of the cottages around me. Okay. Well, let's go, ladies and gentlemen, because actually Margaritaville is in a very interesting location. And this would help people out because you will find out it's not real like, for instance, the Orange Lake Resort is closer to Disney than Margaritaville, but I can't charge what he charges at Orange Lake. Is that wild? And we have the lazy river. We have a couple pools. We have a little lake, all of this, but we can't charge because why? The branding for Margaritaville is upscale, all inclusive, as it's off the charts. So therefore, it does matter. Location and the additional amenities. Margaritaville has more amenities still. Lake property does. So even Orange Lake has restaurants on there, multiple bars, multiple children's play area, multiple, all of it, but cannot charge anywhere near $500 per night or more. So it does matter what you purchase, but it helps to or close to Disney, because I don't know how many people go to Disney annually in Orlando, but all I know is it's so off the charts, it's ridiculous. And you pretty much have almost free reign, even during when it's slow in the rest of Florida. It's not going to be slow in July, August, in October, rain. People are still going. People are still going. Thank you, Victor Marrero. We have more learning coming, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Victor Marrero on Margaritaville. I wanted to pull up the map for this so everybody understands this is what's going down. This is, I could have Googled it though, but hold on a second. Let me pull, oh, he's gave me the Zillow. Okay, Zillow's even better. I'll pull up the Zillow map so everybody can see this. So check this out, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Victor Marrero, who again, dollars, can you believe 30% return on investment after only 5 years? Unbelievable. And what's even crazier, in 2 or 3 years, the rates for Margaritaville is going to be higher. So his ROI is actually going to be higher. So in essence, okay, so I'm going to do something else. Where do I want to go with this? I want to do, we bought it for $300,000 is what he bought it for. And no, that's not what we're going to do. I'm going to do 120,000 divided by the purchase price of 300. Actually, it's 40% return on investment after 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane. Victor Marrero's big time. That's off the charts. 40%, but now he has to do the furniture package. They have a furniture package deal, so everybody's in uniform there. He's going to have to invest another, I don't know what it'll be, probably 50,000, because they go to Ethan Allen. They don't use that garbage, like I told people before. If you're going to be in Airbnb, they're not using garbage furniture. All right, they're using quality furnishings, so they're getting the prices. So here it is. We're at Buck Lake, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like. Is that where we're at? Buck Lake. Oh, nice. Okay. This looks like where it is. This is where. And here goes some condos for 3-bedroom. This is around Buck Lake, but that's not really what I want to show. Hold on. Before I don't want to do that. Here's what I want to show. If it's in this area, here is 192 here. Let's see if I can. No, I am going to have to blow this up. I'm going to have to blow this up. No. Okay, a second. Let me make sure I'm on screen for this. You guys can see this. Okay. Yes, you can see it. All right, we're good. Let's go. All right. Here is, I think it's on this Buck Lake, right? I think it is. All right. 594,000 for a 2-bedroom condo. Geesh. 600,000 for the cottage. Wow. They've doubled in price. 2 million. All right. I think I blew it, but it's all right. So this is what we're talking about. Wait, where's Disney? How did I miss Disney? On the wrong side? Hold on a second. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. So he is over here. He is over here where Orange Lake is. A little bit, anyhow. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something different. I don't like that map. I'm going to do something different. Because I know it's near Sunset Walk, which is interesting. But let's go to this map. Because I'm coming from a different tact. So here's Margaritaville, I'm referring to. Here's Sunset Walk, Bahama Breeze, Texas Roadhouse, perfect location. Buck Lake is here. Okay. Now you guys get an idea. Here's Orlando, HIVC Vacation Orange Lake, seat 239, February 23rd, next Thursday night. All right. So this gives you an idea of what I'm referring to. Margaritaville is here. And again, Disney is here. So we drive into Disney. We're going to Disney. Where's Disney entrance at anyhow? But anyhow, now you guys understand. Here's a lake. Here's the place, Orange Lake, I'm referring to. We cannot charge $500 per night. But Margaritaville can. For the 204 is probably, that's not for the cottage. But nor the 2-bedroom unit that he has. It's probably not 204. But now I am going to go. It's not going to let me do what I want to do. But here's what Margaritaville looks like. Just so everybody understands. And this isn't even the cottage. But this is also the interiors. This is what people are paying for. Look at this. This is how your unit should look. Just to give you an idea. Salty rims, Margaritaville stores, cottages, townhomes, duplexes. This is what people are paying for. The amenities. And again, Sunset Walk, Disney are very close by. In fact, at one time, you could see this off the freeway when they were first building. This is what people are paying for. Look at how in fact, every Airbnb person should study Margaritaville, the way they have their units. Because remember, people are doing their, look at this. Remember, people that stay at Margaritaville are against you also with the Airbnb. All right, now I'll go back to, oh, he sent me the Airbnb too. No, it didn't send me the Airbnb. But we can see some of the price. I think this is pretty close. Now that I know where I'm looking, let me take this off. I don't want lots. I don't want apartments. I don't want manufacturers. I don't want multifams either. Okay, Victor Marrero, here we are. 500,000.7. That's that 7-bedroom joints that they have. 650,000. If this is where we are, this is double the price in less than 4 years. 5 years. I can't remember when you got it. 2017, 2018, 2019. I know it was pre-construction, so it might only be 3 years. That's incredible. Incredible. Double value. 2.2 mil. This is crazy. 8-bedroom, 9-bath. This is the new thing they're building over here in Orlando. This is the next phase right here. 8 bedrooms, 7 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, so they can sleep like an army of people. They started doing this, and it has a value, a high value. So anyhow, Airbnb, folks, this is, you want to retire early. This is one of the staples. This is why I've been talking about it for 3, 4, 5 years almost. This is what we have to do. You want to retire early? You can have someone set it and forget it. Go on about your business. That's all you have to do. All right. I was running GPI tracking devices for children for the day. Oh, yes. Highly needed in Disney. Parents can actually have a sigh of relief than tethering the kids, right? I remember, in fact, I used to see parents tethering kids like pets. So I love that idea. That is beautiful. That would sell like a gold mine. Jeez. That is awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, killing it. Revamping that business well. I was so busy making money, I have to buy assets. Exactly. You got to get the assets rolling, because then you would don't even have to do, well, I shouldn't say anything. Everybody, entrepreneurs are always going to do something, but you would not have to do anything. You just bought it and then do Victor Morrell's the program, set it and forget it. Airbnb, as you already know, is the program. Set it and forget it. All the money just rolling in. You're good. So good to hear this. Vanessa Comagate, Seamless Genius, Eric. Do members of SSN have a chance to talk one-on-one with you? Miracle Bro, yes. You can talk one-on-one with me anytime, man. It's the no guru zone. All right, I help you out. No worries if I have the time. So that's the whole key, right? It's if I have time, I'll talk to you. It's no problem. Just send me an email, support@stopstrugglingnow.com if you want. No problem. All right. I would love to do that biz at Disney World. I'd be a mega million. You ain't lying. You are not lying about that. Or for that matter, Universal. Either way, I mean, either way, you're going to be fine. Miracle Bro, you can email Eric anytime. Oh, Curtis Davis already chimed in. Thank you so much, Mr. Financial. Exactly. Anytime. That's right. I should mention I don't have a job. So I'm available, man. All right. Brian P. Hi, Eric. Do you have any Airbnb in Clearwater, Florida on the beach? Yes. Funny you mention it. Clearwater on the beach. Let me think. I'm pretty sure. I don't utilize it on Airbnb because like I said, I tend to, the Florida stuff is seasonal to me. The only place that's not is when you're in Orlando. It's not seasonal so much, but every other location, it's seemingly seasonal. Miami used to be seasonal. It doesn't seem to be that way too badly like it used to be. Let me see. Clearwater. I'm trying to think. I have always have access to something, man. You're going to have to tell me the dates. That's what I need to know. And does it have to be Clearwater or can it be St. Pete? Let me know. Let me see. I'm trying to think. I have access to everything damn near. What size unit? And what dates? Let me know. So I'm doing it as we speak. This is the extent of me working right now. All right. Trying to think. Trying to think because I don't do Clearwater. Well, just give me the dates because I was looking at something. I thought I had it on my list, but it's not on this list. Oh, I know where it is. It's a different one. Okay, hold on a second. Just give me the dates. We can do it time real quick. I just realized which ownership pack it is. Again, that's not things. If you just said Key West, then I know where that is. But I think this is where I know where it is. So just give me the dates and I can tell you right now if we can do some extracurricular business activity while we're here on the live stream. This is how easy it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I do it all myself, because I can actually look it up in like a few minutes. Clearwater, and let's see here. Let me get back to the screen so maybe we'll get dates from Brian P. Let me know the dates you need, man. All right. Victor Morrell, thanks. I enjoyed it. Yep, exactly. Giving out a wealth of knowledge, Victor Morrell. Curtis Davis, nice. Thank you. For Miracle Bro. Miracle Bro, no problem. SSN family. We try to get to the bag. There you go. That's what we do here. Sent you an email, boss, on my trackers. It will blow you away. Yeah, I'm going to check this out. Vanessa Comagate, the Seamless Genius, is full of surprises. That is serious. In fact, I want to know about the tracker. Is there a distance to the tracker? How big is the tracker? In fact, this brings me to another little story, kind of. Sent you an email, boss, on the trackers. Beautiful property, Margaritaville. Yeah, it's beautiful. Does it make sense to invest in that kind of property new in 2023? Well, the numbers tell you if it's profitable. So maybe Victor Morrell knows how much the new cottages cost. I don't know. It looks like they might be $600,000. But I'm going to tell you this right now. 600,000. Okay. It's nice, but then it falls into another category when we start talking about 600,000, because George's Charles has bought 4 properties in Punta Cana for 640,000. One property for sure is a 2-bedroom villa, or I'm sorry, 4-bedroom villa he's probably going to rent for 350 a night. The other ones we can't figure out, but he has a 2-bedroom penthouse, might be 120 a night. He has another 2-bedroom, might be 100 a night, whatever. The point is, if you have high demand and you're getting $1,000 per night and 500 of it's profit or more, and you do that 20 times a month, that's 10 G's. So if you're getting $120,000 of profit on a $600,000 investment, that's still 15%. That's still a nice return on your money every year. And in 6 years, you break even. 7 years, break even. So yes, even at 600,000, it's a good rate for Margaritaville, because Victor Morrell already has given the actual numbers. They're generally 80 to 90+% occupancy. He's doing 5 digits profit already from his 2-bedroom cottage. So if everything goes according to plan, you should be in the same ballparks. But instead of being able to buy it at 300, you got to buy maybe at 600. But $120,000 a year is nothing to sneeze at. That means the value of the property is actually over $1 million. It's worth, in my book, 1.2 minimum. So it's double its value easily. And in case of Victor Morrell, he's quadrupled his value easily. So if you start breaking it down from an investment project point of view, you sit there and tell people, hey, I earn $120,000 a year profit, NOI. And then you start telling them, well, but I make $250,000 revenue. Now all of a sudden you can ask for more than 1.2 because you're saying it's 250 revenue, 50% expenses. Next thing you know, you're like, nah, give me 1.8. I mean, and if the numbers hold it does. 1.8 will work too. Quite frankly. Just to give you an idea, it's all based on the numbers. April 27th to the 30th. Okay, that's different. I was waiting for you to say like spring break or something. Let's see. I lost where I'm at here. What's going on? I'm on Zillow. What is this? Dashboard. Okay. Let's see if we can go look this up. Okay. Let me go see if I can go find something here. I got some weird messages. Okay, here we go. Clearwater. I'm trying to think. Florida. Nah, it's St. Pete, but I think it's Bradenton Beach. Actually, I hung out at Bradenton. Let me see. April, what's that, 3 nights? I don't have Clearwater exactly. I just have Bradenton. I have St. Pete opportunities. Let's see if this is even a possibility. Bradenton Beach, what size unit? We'll get back to it in a second. All right. My employees rented the devices at Disney, not me. I don't like manual labor, sir. Hey, I'm not mad at you. Passive income's the way to go. That's how it works. Sit at the control table, the Wizard of Oz. Sit at the controls. That's all you need to do. Nobody's mad at you. We love that. St. Pete as well. Okay, cool. Then we might have options. Oh, wait, is it after midnight? I might not be able to find it right now, actually, because computers do updates. So, yeah, it's not popping up right now. So I think I will have to, you're going to have to send me an email or something. I was thinking I could do it, but it's after midnight. So I think we're going to be stuck in the no man's land. Not going to be able to get it. But yeah, St. Pete, Bradenton Beach, if I'm not mistaken, Holmes, maybe Holmes Beach is there too. But those are the spots. So I can't do it. Midnight updates, not going to happen. We're close to midnight. So, but yeah, we can do something, Brian P. I'm pretty sure. For a new margarita investor, I would recommend getting a resale instead of a new one. That was, you'll have the furniture included in rental history. Exactly. Victor Morel dropping some gems. He's saying forget the new ones. He's saying buy the one that you know what the history is. And I agree with this 100%. Thank you for dropping that gem. Open email up, boss. Nobody has what I have. It's $1 million biz. Oh, okay. She's saying she's got the solo. She's got the solo tracker. Okay, I open it up. Let's go see what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, a special treat tonight. The entrepreneurs are in the house sharing their information. Oh, something just popped up. It's blocking. Now, she says, nobody has what I have. Are these patches? Oh, my. They are patches. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love this. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, she has, in fact, I know what you have, Vanessa Comegate. So, even to this day, I'm astonished that this isn't out more often for trackers. In 2006, I had a company, not me personally, a company came to us, poker players, and they gave us bags. The bags actually has a tracker in them, similar to what you have. It's and people wouldn't even know it's a tracked bag because what they're using, it's in the line and it's like fabric or something weird. It was something we never saw before because they realized we played online poker, and so our laptops and computer system, mainly laptops, when we're traveling around, we could be anywhere and play online poker, right? Not just physical poker in flesh, but play anywhere in the world. So but people could lose their bags. You know, you're traveling, leave it on wherever by accident, and you come back 2 minutes later, your bag's gone. So they gave us trackers in our bags. So I've had trackers in this type of trackers that nobody knows are even there since like 2005 or 6. So this is no surprise. And in fact, I haven't seen more of this, but this is beautiful work. I love it. I love it. Okay, thank you. Yes, Brian P., send me an email at support@Stop Struggling Now, so I'll have your email, and then I'll let you know tomorrow because they do updates around midnight, so I'm not going to be able to pull it up right now. All right, if I have the opportunity to do it at Disney World, it would be game over. Exactly, it would be game over. Have you Have you been to Disney World? Sheesh. Kids are lost all the time over there. It's crazy because they can wander all over the place. Patches and t-shirts. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, that's a thing that I'm surprised there isn't more people doing this or have these trackers and using them for something, because they've been out for a while, but not people don't realize that anything can be tracked. Vanessa Comegay, thanks, genius. That's right. Seamless genius in the house. I made more money renting them than selling them retail. Oh, yes, exactly. Get a return and hundreds of people saying, yes, I'll do it for $5 a day or whatever it is. That's pretty sweet right there. I love it. Good thinking. The genius always thinking. Wow. That's why I'm the seamless genius. Exactly. She's making moves out here, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, if you don't know who this woman is, she was also part of Shark Tank at one time. I don't think she made the final cut where it was on TV, but she was doing the preliminary, because people do not understand. You just don't go to Shark Tank and show up that one time and do a pitch. You actually have to go through stages where they have to accept you. You have to go through a pitch. They say, hey, we may or may not take you based on your original, that pitch that you did. Then you got to go up your game and do some more stuff. And they have suggestions on updating or whatever before you go to get on the actual show. She went pretty far, ladies and gentlemen. This is who is here in the house tonight. Seamless genius, an entrepreneur for life, making things happen. All I'm saying is very, very awesome. Very awesome. All right. That's why I wanted to buy in Florida, Vanessa Comegay. Hey, I can't blame you. But Vanessa Comegay, you can always buy in Florida. In Orlando area, it's cheap still. I mean, you can still buy stuff for 100 in the hundreds, 200s. Well, depending on location. But the fact is, it's not really expensive. I mean, you can go out south, like where you were going down. I believe it was Lakeland, right? A little bit too far south for my taste, but nonetheless, you can go south of Margaritaville, where it's still cheap homes, cheap condos down that way. So you go down, I don't know the street. I can't really remember the streets there. But yeah, you go there, you can still get something inexpensively if you want to live there and rent. You get the best of both worlds. So you just buy something around well, not by Margaritaville, but a little south of Margaritaville, southeast. All right. I think it was what, 427? 27. That's it. South. You go down 27 south. I think that was it. You'll find some cheap stuff because for whatever reason, they never actually fully developed down south about a mile to 2 miles down. And there'll be some cheap properties probably still there to this day. Yeah, I want fourplexes. Okay. Well, that's a whole nother ball game. Fourplexes might be a little pricey. Closer to Orlando. But nonetheless, good thinking. But again, you can always start small and grow into it. But again, if you actually got a deal to get inside Orlando, that would be cash flow city. And you could find a place to stay and you wouldn't mind because it's passive coming in. You're loving life. So you would easily pay for where you're staying. And in the meantime, you can actually then look around to find something. So it would be a pretty good way to make it happen. Victor Morrell says that, Vanessa, what kind of inventory do you have for these GP tracking devices? Do they require any type of special maintenance? Great idea. Yeah, actually, low maintenance. That's how cool this is. Low maintenance. I don't have to do anything. Nothing. That's how sweet it is. So we'll see about these trackers because I'm not familiar with exactly these trackers she has. But they're out there, but I can't believe they haven't taken over by storm. What's happened? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're up here. It's midnight. The clock has struck midnight. Please smash the like button. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel, or you might want to have an icon like Victor next to your name. Please join the channel. That's a financial commitment, though. That would be greatly appreciated. And let me see. I left out the cruise on land. So she has, the batteries last for about a year, typically wash and wear. Okay, so she has battery operated trackers. I get it. Okay, that's different. But that's pretty cool because it's only for short term. You're not trying to do it for a long time. So that works out. I love it. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot that cruise on land. Some of you might be going, Eric, what about that cruise on land? Okay, check this video out. Cruise on land is very special. It's number one property along with Larimar. They're both tied for number one position in Larimar. Price, amenities, can't be beat from either one of them. So this here, check it out. Welcome aboard, captains. You know, the cruise on land, I still can't get over the fact that a studio can be bought for $54,000. A 2-bedroom can still be bought for like $110,000. A 3-bedroom on a certain floor, not first floor or penthouse, can be in the 170 range. That's still great pricing. And 2.5 to 3 years, you're going to have where you can make your down payment. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. People, opportunity is here. Okay, let's see. They connect to your cell phone tracking 100 feet distance if your child wanders away. 100 feet? That's pretty far. That's beautiful work. I love it. Well, then what about Universal and what about other places that have amusement parks? Because that would seemingly be an instant hit and parents don't have to worry. Well, you still worry, but that would be great. All right. Anybody got the hookup at Disney World? I will partner. Trying to get in Disney World. No, I don't have the hookup. I would have had the hookup about 15 years ago, but unfortunately, our next door neighbor, by the way, Victor Morales, Mr. Puerto Rico, my next door neighbor from Puerto Rico, they moved to Florida. And my friend's mom, she worked on the original staff for Disney World when it first opened. Unbelievable. So unfortunately, she's passed away. So can't get any love. Anybody got the hookup at Disney World? I will partner. All right, Eric. I've been hearing a lot about an imminent recession and economic depression. Will these investments protect our wealth or will our wealth dwindle? Miracle Bro, that's the beauty of this right now. This is it. You recession proof yourself. But let me explain. So yes, the recession and economic depression is going to happen. It's going to hurt areas that generally do not have high demand. What I mean by that, if we're talking about rentals, so whenever there's a recession or people are leery about how much money they spend, they don't vacation, ordinary citizens. This is why you need to be in an upscale location. So when we talk about, I started some videos, Vista Cana, for instance, that's going to be upscale. So people are probably going to go there and rent, even if they have to pay for amenities. It won't matter because of the way it looks. It's beautiful. The amenities are still there. Cruise on Land, Primavera, Cana Rocks, the beach, all these places that have amenities and look very nice. People who travel have disposable income are the ones who have money. So they're still going to travel. The same demand is going to be there for places like Dominican Republic, places like Costa Rica, places like Cuba, places over in Asia, because it's cheap once you get there. So people will still come. So you have a high demand. But if the economy goes down, are people still going to go to Jacksonville? Doubtful. But people are still going to go to Orlando and go to Disney, Universal. So that's why number one is location, 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 backed up with 1B, demand at your location. So in other words, I went to the University of Florida, right? It gets chilly in North Florida, north of Orlando. I got to wear jackets when December comes, January comes, right? That's not high demand, nor is it high demand after April in Southwest Florida. The humidity starts kicking in, rain. And then in summer, 1 or 2 in a day, it's rain like clockwork for 15, 20 minutes. And then maybe another time during the day. No, it's high season right now. Millions of people are in Southwest Florida. Millions of people are in Southeast Florida. Millions of people are in mid-central Florida. Millions of people are going over to Panama City during this time of year, right? But if there's a recession, what's going to happen after high season? That's when you have even less demand. And that's why I never recommend getting places like, if you didn't already own in Jacksonville, I would say do not get anything in Jacksonville. That's not a spot you would want to be in. You want to be in high demand areas. So then, even with the recession or any economic downturn, people are still coming. Let me give you a perfect example. Last year was 2022, still not considered the best. You've heard the recession and economic depression talk. Guess what? Record tourists to Dominican Republic when you include the cruise ships. 10 million, 10.2, I believe it was. That's a record tourism in the Dominican Republic. They are coming up. I want to be on that ride. My property value goes up, my rental values go up, and I don't have to pay to get the customers to come to me. That's the best of both worlds. Similar to what we're talking about with Seamless Genius. All she has to do is show up on the Disney grounds or Universal grounds with that product that she has, the tracker. It sells. She doesn't have to do anything. It sells itself, and they have the traffic. So she's printing money in this case. All right. So that's the key. So we don't have to worry about it. So this is why you recession proof yourself, because people are still traveling. The people with money, they still get to get around, and they're going to go to the better places. So it matters about what you're buying. If I'm going to go to Punta Cana and I'm just going to go, okay, there's a villa that's in a gated community. The gated community has a pool, a fitness center, and it's not near downtown, and it's not near any of the attractions, but I bought it for $120,000. Sure, I'm going to be able to rent it on Airbnb. But if we have an economic downturn or recession, Now the people that make money, they're not going to be wanting to stay 2 miles, 3 miles outside of town in a random condo project when they could be staying at Vista Cana, when they can be staying at Cruise on Land, when they can be staying at Larimar, Cap Cana, or anywhere else that's cool, Cana Rocks, downtown for that matter. Why do that when I can stay in these locations? I'll be willing to pay an extra $50 a night or $100 a night because I'm not going to stay out here in some random location that has no amenities. So that's why there's ways you can recession proof yourself so you don't have to worry about your wealth dwindling. In fact, you grow your wealth when there's economic recession, you grow your wealth actually. This is why billionaires during the course of 2020 until 2022, they actually increased their wealth because the wealthy are actually buying assets during a recession and economic depression. But how can the wealthy buy? Because they have the passive income. They have the assets that they can use to borrow against. How did Elon Musk buy Twitter? Because he was able to borrow part of the proceeds from his stocks. So it's recession proof. Assets are recession proof. So if you had enough equity on your house, you can pull out equity right now if you wanted to. You're recession proof. So that's why don't worry about will your wealth dwindle. It won't. All that's going to happen is you're going to make moves because you're going to be like, hey, wait a minute. This house went down. It used to be 500,000. Now it's 250,000. I want to buy it. They're going to go, well, we need 20% down. You're going, okay, you need 50 G's. You go down and say, okay, I need refi or take out this 70K over here or 50K, and I'm going to go down here and get this. And then, of course, you're not buying a liability. You're going to buy an asset, something that's going to pay back that note and then some. So that's the playbook. So you never have to worry about assets and economic depression and recessions, especially when you already have that high demand built in. So I'll give you a perfect example as well. Victor Marrero at Margaritaville during 2020, last year, he was doing like 93% occupancy at one point. He was booked like 6 months in advance during a so-called bad economy. And Margaritaville is not $150 a night. People are paying $250, $300, $500, depending on which month, year, or date it is. It's dynamic pricing. But all I know is 93% occupancy at one point, 6 months in advance, booked up. 2022, 2021. It was crazy during a COVID situation, lockdowns and everything. He was doing the best of both worlds, making all of this extra profit, and he could have easily turned around and bought another asset at that time. That's the beauty of what we're trying to do here. You put yourself in position to win by holding the assets that give you a return on investment in a high demand area. That's why I talk about it here. Victor Marrero does it and can tell us about his numbers all the time. It's crazy when you think that he could rent out like 27 out of 30 nights for months during a so-called COVID pandemic. It's crazy. Oh yeah, any park that services children, it works, but Disney was my cash cow, of course, because of the demand, the numbers. You had all those thousands of people coming in every day. Vendors don't leave Disney because it's a moneymaker, whatever you sell. Exactly. They'll never leave. Rented them for $7.99 a day. That's beautiful. Beautiful. How many parents wouldn't want to get these if they knew about it? This is beautiful right here. So back to your point. Again, you don't have to worry about rental properties in high demand areas. You'll get your money. In fact, I'm going to show you right now what I'm referring to. Remember, I don't know what environment we're in right now, right? I don't know. But we're going to go back to Airbnb because I like doing this because we actually have over 40 people here in the assassination in this 30 public. I'm not eat yet. Or and Samana, Las Terranas. All over the island, we have people that have bought because it's coming, which they have Kathmandu Park opened officially a few days ago. Downtown, amphitheater, convention centers, more condo hotels, they're coming. More projects are coming. Macau Hills, I couldn't not believe this. Macau Hills, they have, I don't really know what these are. They're 2-bedroom, 1-bath, like villas, but they're 80 grand. So I don't know what the hell's going on over in Macau. All I know is they're selling villas for under 100 grand. This is craziness. I love it though. It's not crazy bad. It's crazy good. So people can still get deals in Punta Cana. It's unbelievable. So here I am. We're going over here right now. Okay, I'm going to use, I'll use February 18th. It's prime time. I'm going to put in, like, I don't recommend, I always try to get a 2-bedroom or more so it can sleep 6 people. So I'm going to put in 5 people. Now I'm going to compare this to Jacksonville. All right. So remember in Jacksonville, when we had these numbers that were over 200, over 300 for renting this week? Well, look at this. They have it over here as well in Punta Cana. All right. So we ranges. So you're seeing the same type of range as in Jacksonville. All right. But what happened in Jacksonville when we went outside of this week, it dropped off. So look what happens when we go to March in Punta Cana. So we still have 250s, 135s, 367s, 94. We still have different rates. We have a vast array depending on where you are. Down here is Punta Cana Village. So generally people are going to get a little more, 271, 668. Then we have Cap Cana. This is inexpensive. And by all intents and purposes, beachfront with terrace, 238 a night, 235, 500. But this is a high-end area. 115 is a deal. Ideal for family getaways. We host 115 a night for a strictly condo unit. We don't see anything hardly inside. Here's Vista Cana. This looks like, I can't tell what that is. This looks like Oasis del Lago. Looks like one of their small 2-2s or 3-2s. Looks like a 2-2. But again, 94 a night. They don't have anything in Vista Cana right now. This right here looks like it. This is Echo. It's over by Primavera. These are villas that people bought for under $100,000. So the fact that they can get 1% is nice because they bought these for like 80 grand in 2020, in 2019, in 2021. 80 grand, 100 grand for these 3-bedroom, 2-bath villas. And they're getting 100 a night. I look for the 1% just so everybody knows. So if I can get 1%, I'm happy. If I can get more than that, I'm happier. But that's the goal. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. We need high demand. In fact, let me do this as well. Let me go over here, go a little deeper. I'm going to go, well, that's kind of like Holy Week, I think, too. I'm going to go into April just so you can see. Look, even in April, you're getting even a higher price during the Holy Week, I believe. 221, 230, 451. Yes, there's a 67. But again, 3-bedroom apartment. I don't know where this is, quite frankly. If it's new. Oh, this is Christopher. This 3-bedroom apartment, when they first made it, was $50,000, $52,000. Subsequently, people had to pay more. They had to pay like 67, I think it was. No, the 2-bedroom 67. It's 90 something. The people had, and they came to some agreement. So I don't know what it ultimately ended up. So maybe they went back down, but again, $67 is because they bought a 3-bedroom for under $100,000. So I'm not mad at them because their return on investment is awesome. And it's in Punta Cana, even though it's in Verone. But nonetheless, this is Christopher, just so everybody understands. It's not by the beach. But their 3-bedroom is very, very nice. But it's $67 a night. But I'm not mad at them. They're getting close to 1%. And again, you see there's not that many places for rent for some reason in April, which is a good sign. So we have all year we're doing. That just gives you an idea right there, Miracle Bro. Hopefully that helps you out. All right. Okay, that was a great question, Miracle Bro. Exactly. So that's why we don't have to worry about recessionary scenarios. Because now I'm going to do something even crazier, because summertime used to be low season because of the humidity. And now look, this is just getting crazy. Let's see how much different the prices are. They're down a little bit, but 140, I can live with 140. This looks like, I think this is, no, that is Primavera. Wow, this guy, he has a 5-star rating. Look at what he has done. Oh, hold on. This is a learning experience here. Look at what this guy did to his backyard. This could apply anywhere in the world. This can apply for anybody in the world. He's or woman. Where are we at? I got to make things background. See, too many windows open. Very nice. Look at this. He built this. This didn't come like this. Had a pool, 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 when it first came out. He probably bought this for like 80 grand, because that's what they were. 3-bedroom, 2-bath was 80 grand. Then went to 100. Then it went to 120,000. I think it's at 140 or 140, 150 now. So he added this little barbecue area. This is pretty sweet, actually. 5-star rating. I can see why. This is pretty cool. Yes, this is how you do it. And it looks like he did add a storage room or a bathroom. Okay, this is what I love about Primavera. They actually have water coming up their back wall, so everybody can do this if you buy at Primavera. George's Charles did this at his $250,000 villa, added a full bath on the back just like this, and he has a pool already, but it doesn't have the jacuzzi feature, I don't think. And he's going to add a gazebo, which is not this, but an actual gazebo as well. So this is beautiful on the backside. Nice loungers. Look at that. I like this. I can see where the guy's going to have a 5-star rating. And he has gates. Very nice. Barbecue. Very, very nice. Great job. Has the lighting. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Oh, he meets some criteria that we like. The fabric, sofa, so I can get my Scotchgard warranty. Showing some flowers, tropical theme in the picture. Coffee table, decent. That might be the one that swivels. And I noticed his table, floating table. He has books on it, but relatively clear. Coffee table, clear, just like it's supposed to be. Somebody has done great work here. I like it. Table, seat 6, perfect, with 2 more that can sit up at the bar. Perfect. A basket. It's nice to stay home. Very nice. I like that too. Little accent piece, and leaving some actual goodies in the basket would even be better. And again, microwave, waffle maker maybe. But we're going to need a coffee maker and we need a blender. All right, we need those. I'm not really a fan of doing that little table underneath there. But again, abstract pictures, I can live with that. Nice little bedding. Very nice, simple. But wait, he's missing coffee tables. Mandatory. Nope, coffee tables, has them. Great job. Not cluttered. Very good job here. Very, very good job. Little accents, little lighting. Very good job. Very, very good job. Whoever's done this. This is going to be a 5. He's getting a 5-star rating. Very nice, clean, very minimalistic. Again, he can have a few little things on the shelf. I'm not a fan of that, but it's okay. To each his own. And barbecue grill, very good job here. Very good job. Oh, even has a little shower to wash off out back. And another added feature. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is a great, great listing, in my opinion. He's going to get 5-star ratings, which also means he's going to be boosted up in the listings. When people are searching for a spot, he's charging $140 a night. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Yes, that's a Model C for Primavera owners. If you want to buy one of these, they're $140,000 right now. The pool's going to cost you 10 G's. To do what he's doing, you're going to have to spend an extra 20 G's, though, 30 G's. But now you are. Back then, it was just $5,000 to do certain things. Like that gazebo, if they did it, would have only cost them probably a couple thousand. Now it's going to cost you about $10,000 for everything, for each section, pools, gazebos, and all that. So, but anyhow, one hell of a listing there. Beautiful. All right, let's see. Victor Morrell says, I saw it today. They are now building a couple of Starbucks. I don't remember seeing Starbucks there. Do you? They're going to kill it. Starbucks? Wait, where are they building Starbucks at? Let me know. Oh, in Punta Cana? No. No, there's no Starbucks in Punta Cana. Nowhere. Los Corrales? No. Downtown? Definitely not. There was no place that there was Starbucks as far as I remember. The only place that there could have been one would have been in Cap Cana, but I don't remember one being at Cap Cana either. I'm sure there's got to be a Starbucks. But here we go. It's just a matter of time. They never had the infrastructure until now. So yeah, there's no surprise. They're gonna put one in Los Corrales, El Cortecito. They're gonna put one in downtown as soon as they get that ready. And then I wouldn't be surprised if some resort spots, like a Vista Cana, like a Cruise on Land, like a Cana Rock, like any of these projects that have restaurants and bars and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if Starbucks is there. Nice. The DR is on fire with growth. Exactly, Vanessa Comagate. It's going down. The president, the tourism director, ministry of whatever he is, I don't know his title, Collado. They made a mark. They're actually going around the world telling people, hey, look, we're making this just like if you live in America, if you live in Europe, we're creating the infrastructure in Punta Cana. Also in Sosua, also in Santo Domingo, also in Baibe, Samanas, all over the island. We're putting it up to specs, to European and United States, Canadian standards. And now those are the people with the most money. They're coming. They're coming. That's all I know. Miracle Bro, thank you for the knowledgeable answers. This community is golden. I'm taking it all in. Thank you so much, Miracle Bro. Like I said, man, you're at the right location at the right time, because you're going to be able to get information from several sources here who are actually doing it. We're not just sitting there telling people. We actually do this for a living. We make money from this. So therefore, we're going to tell you the real deal. And we have also had lessons, right? Because again, when I first started doing anything with short-term rentals, I was just grabbing up stuff because people was giving it to me literally. But then I quickly learned low demand was worthless. And now you can't even give me anything when somebody says, hey, like for instance, Daytona Beach is great, but, well, it ain't that great. But the point is, it's good for only like 3 weeks during the year. The other weeks is damn near worthless. So I had bike weeks. I had Daytona 500 weeks, but I was like, you know what? I can't deal with this, because the rest of the year, if I don't use them for that, I can't get money for the rest of the year that I want. So I was like, why even waste my time? South Florida, seasonal, same thing. Everybody wants to go during the first January, February, March, April. After that, okay. But those months, it's hard to try and get a set week like Ultra Music Fest. Okay, that week's good. In Miami, for instance, the boat weeks, great. All right. There's several weeks that's in the Miami side that works out. Key West, January, February, March, and April, beautiful. Charge an arm and a leg, because there's limited locations, nice locations down in Key West. But the rest of the year, okay, can't charge that much. So it's like, why bother? So you want to make sure demand is everything. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 3 hours and a half. We're doing it. All right. We're going to have to end this, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So please join me on Monday night. We'll get back into it. You want to retire earlier than expected? Well, tonight we were heavy on the real estate, but you can do dividend stock investing and earn 12, 13, 14%. ORC, stock symbol, ORC, stock symbol. JEPI, JEPI is an ETF from JP Morgan, 11%, 11.5% return annually. These are big dogs, right? You want to go IEP, that's the Charles Icahn one. I is in India, E is in Eric, P is in Paul. You want to do GNL, that's a REIT. Also, you want to do AGNC, that's a REIT. ORC, kind of like a REIT as well. You want to get in on all these? Those ones I just mentioned will give you an average of damn near 14% return. 13.5% return on average right now. So whatever you put in, 13.5, book it. All right. So we're just giving you some knowledge, giving you some tools to work with, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that hard. All right. So I'm going to have to wrap this up. And once again, I want to thank everybody for being here. I love you guys. Any way I can help, I'm always at your disposal, because it's the No Guru Zone. All right. We don't have consultation fees. Not for you guys. Vanessa Comagate says, good night, fam. Thanks for the investing, Jim's boss. Thank you. Thank you, Victor Marrero and everybody else. Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial, Laverne Penix, Mr. and Mrs. Cool for dropping in and dropping the gems as well. And Miracle Bro, proud of you for being the age you are and making things and handling and trying to gain some information from people that actually do the damn thing. All right? Because that's a sidestep that you're not going to have to make that same mistake, because you're going to might be thinking like these other YouTube people going, well, you don't get enough rentals. You know why? Because your unit doesn't have a jacuzzi. Your competitors have a jacuzzi and you don't. That's why you don't have an occupancy rate is lower than everybody else. Wrong. That's not why. All right. Oh, you need to get bicycles or extra things because other people in your same Airbnb listing, they have them. Wrong. Victor Morrell is a perfect example. He has his neighbors that have a jacuzzi. People would think it has a higher value. Wrong. Victor Morrell's over there loving life without the maintenance and expenses of having to deal with the jacuzzi on the patio. And the people that have the jacuzzis won't even fill them up anymore because they understand every time a guest leaves, we have to figure out what to do with the chemicals and the upkeep of this damn thing. I'm not a big fan of jacuzzis. You can tell. For rental properties because they bring me no significant value when down at the pool there's a jacuzzi. And then some people go, well, I wanted to make it private. I get you. But generally, in the overall scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. The only time a jacuzzi kind of matters is when it's one of those in the room, your hotel room, and that one. Now that is something that people are like, yeah, I'm paying extra. But the one on the patio, no. It doesn't gain you anything, but it costs you more money, expense-wise. Victor Morrell says, yes, inside Blue Mall. In fact, I've never been to Blue Mall. Punta Cana, they are bringing Taco Bell, and outside of it, Starbucks. The gringos have arrived. Oh, it's not there yet. Okay, yeah, I've never been to Blue Mall. But, hey, it could be one in Punta Cana Village, but I don't remember seeing one, but there could be one there because the way they have that designed, but they don't have enough traffic, so I don't think they would have put one there either. Because remember, Punta Cana didn't really have high traffic for tourists. It's over the last 4 years that they created this monster. Up until that time, it's just jungles. Wasn't anything special. You know, low cost of living, cheap housing. It was cheap. It wasn't anything. The gringos have arrived. Yes, indeed. All right, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. But once again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support. Please join us at 8:50 p.m. on Monday night. We're going to discuss some other things. And before I forget, I know it's hard out here, but you know, today I dropped a video about a project, a $7.6 million multifamily, which is 24 units in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm going to give a little preview about it because not that many people are still here. But $7.6 million they want for 24 units. Somebody please tell me, since when is $336,000 per door a freaking investment opportunity? I believe we have officially found ridiculousness within the real estate markets because this is in Phoenix, and I can't even believe somebody's paying $336,000 per door, and they're willing to take 5% cap rate, which means 7.6 times 5% means 358,000 net operating income roughly. That's roughly $30,000 per month. That's nice. But unfortunately, when you start realizing I have to put down 25%, I always say 25%, 1.9 mil to buy this. How would I buy this? I'm still going to have to get 1.9 mil, even if I had 1.9 mil. Am I seriously going to take 1.9 mil and throw it into a property and give up 1.9 mil so I can earn 358,000 or 360,000 a year? That's almost 2 mil. I can earn 15% a lot of places, 18% a lot of different places. To equal that and not even have the headache of dealing with this multifamily property and overpaying for it, damn it. So my point being, not only do I have to put down 190, 25%, 1.9 mil, I still owe 5.7 for the loan. And my 5.7 million, loan is going to cost me probably $400,000 or more. So my profit does not even cover what I'm going to have to pay, not only the 1.9 million from my hard money lender, but I'm going to have to pay the 400,000 for the 5.7 million loan, which makes this property not worth 7.6 million. You have to buy this property for damn near half to make this even viable. And if somebody buys this for anywhere near 7.6 mil, I'm going to be like, okay, that's a person that's going to be filing bankruptcy, because they're going to be paying to keep this particular condo project. I don't get it. Like I said, who in their freaking right mind thinks spending $336,000 per condo per door for a multifamily property is a good thing? Jesus Christ. And they're doing month-to-month rentals, by the way. It's not short-term. That's one of the other problems. It's month-to-month. Crazy. Real crazy. Ridiculously crazy. Not worth 7.6. All right. All right. Good night, SSN Nation. Good night to you too, Miracle Bro. Thank you so much for your participation. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. So once again, don't forget to check out the videos I'm dropping. There's some more coming tomorrow. I'm going all over the map because, you know, YouTube doesn't have me under any specific genre, so I can go anywhere. And I'll see you guys on Monday, and I love you. Thank you so much for your support. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, be safe out here this week, 3-day weekend. And always keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.